What up, guys? We got a guest in the house, Black Tiger Miner. But as always, we're gonna start as we always do with Indigo Saint and go into our decent wallet commercial. So, without a doubt, let's go ahead and cue our guy Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting. So we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe it was Blackrue Investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe it was Blackrue Investing.
All right, and let's go ahead and hit the decent wallet commercial now. Boom.
Your crypto deserves the best protection. So why settle for less? Decent Crypto Wallet isn't just another wallet. It's safe, secure, easy to use, and supports your favorite cryptocurrencies all at the touch of a button. And now with my exclusive link, you'll save $30 on your new wallet. Better security, smarter investing, $30 in your pocket. Click on the link now and secure your better security today.
$30 off for one, $99 off for two, and a new exclusive deal with Decent. You can get 2.5% APY on your XRP through Doppler Finance, only in your Decent wallet. So if you guys want 2.5% interest on your XRP, definitely grab yourself a Decent wallet. Now, without ado, our brother, Black Tiger Miner, what is up, brother? If you don't mind introducing yourself to the people and letting people know, how did you get into crypto? And we'll let the people see your channel here after you say that as well. Welcome.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me on the show. Really appreciate it. I follow your show and I'm really intrigued. So I hear you got a big announcement today as well. So that's pretty cool. But I got the name Black Tiger Miner because I used to mine Ethereum tokens, like GPU mine Ethereum tokens. So I think I sold too early. I think I had like 120 tokens. Sold them around 2020, like 25,000, 24,000, somewhere in there. But if I'd have kept them, they'd probably be worth 177 now. But you live and learn, right? Somebody told me you understand money by losing money, right? You understand how it works, what not to do, and how to continue to hold. That was one of the things I wanted to point out to the audience. Zebec is still early, guys. Just hold, right? There's a lot of big things happening, and it takes a while for these kind of things to come together, get set up, and actually be part of the ecosystem and the environment. So you just got to be patient. But yeah, after that, I just started looking at different cryptos. I started mining Caspa for a while. I did some Flux for a while. Then I started really getting into crypto, like understanding market caps, understanding new projects, understanding things that could be profitable and good projects versus there's a lot of mess out there, right? A lot of projects that aren't really doing anything and won't do anything. A lot of pump and dumps, a lot of scams. Like I know crypto, there's probably more scams than real actual projects. And that's kind of why I like a Zebec so much, right? Zebec is a good project. It's a actual system. It's something that can process and move money. And I think at some point when they join up with XRP, they're probably going to be one of the top cryptos in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, right? They're major. All they need to do is get this compliance situated. And once the compliance is there, like I know a lot of people might not understand with compliance, right? There's auditing, they're checking your system, they're making sure everything lines up. Every I is dotted and every T is crossed, right? So if something happens, they'll be able to retrieve their money or whatever their investment is. So once you get these certifications, bigger institutions, banks, and companies with large amounts of money will feel safer doing business with you. So I think Zebec was smart to go after the SOX 2 and then the MECI and the ISO, what is that, 20022. Once they get these and get the next round, they are ahead of most cryptocurrencies on the market, right? It's a lot of cryptocurrencies and altcoins and projects that aren't even certified, right? They don't have any certification. So when it comes to actually processing, it's not going to be a whole lot these guys can do, right? As I've been telling the people to watch the show, at some point the crypto market is going to start imploding, right? A lot of these projects, a lot of this scam, a lot of this weird stuff will be regulated, right? It's going to be regulated away, and you're going to have the major projects, and major projects are really going to pump. It's like the stock market, right? Things are penny coins and then they disappear. And the actual ones that make it from the penny coin all the way up to a real company and a major company are the ones that are able to navigate the regulation and keep the business profitable, right? So yeah,
Yep.
it's just the intro there. I don't want to ramble on too long.
No, that's all good. It's all good. So, what we have to have for you guys today, we want to talk about the major Mica announcement breakdown. We were speculating it yesterday, and it turned out we were right. You know, shout out to Angelica Soldana and the guy who was kind of talking to her about it. I think it was like just in time messenger or something like that. Turns out they were right. Good to have really good people to follow on Twitter. And let me bring up Angelica's site right now so you guys can go give her a like and subscribe. She's a good follow on Twitter, and that's one thing I definitely encourage people to do. Find really good follows on Twitter. It makes your job as an investor kind of half the time because you can follow really good people. You know what I mean? So let me bring her up. Okay, so here she is right there. Another fellow Detroiter. Definitely check out her Twitter if you haven't already. But yes, Deutsche Bank, Zebec, and AllUnity. So just to read the headline here, Deutsche Bank backed AllUnity selects Zebec as its preferred payroll partner, making Zebec the go-to provider of real-time stablecoin payroll for its private and enterprise clients. Euro, a Mica compliant euro dominated stablecoin will be integrated across Zebec's payroll platform and Zebec card suite. Everything powering instant wages to global spend. This move marks Zebec's growth from a US leader in stablecoin payroll to an expanding presence in Europe and beyond. This is so huge, guys. Pause. This is so freaking huge. Like,
Pause.
like, man, this is crazy sick, guys. This is crazy sick. Like, I can't. This is everything that we would want from Zebec. This is legitimacy. This is, Europe stuff going on here, like a stable coin for Europe, private client access. This is Zebec's card having lots and lots of buybacks. Man, this is huge news. What do you think there, brother?
Yes, definitely. Deutsche Bank is one of the largest banks in Germany, right? So if you get a pretty good stronghold in the EU, and Germany is one of the powerhouse countries in the EU, right? So with Germany and that stable coin, I think this is big. Plus, it shows where they're able to do the transactions. I think they have like what 93, 97 billion in assets. So if they're able to process at least a third of those transactions or more, right? It shows
Yep.
other smaller banks what can be done. And also the larger banks that Zebec is able to support all these transactions and able to be audited and use the streaming platform, right? And once that starts, right, that's where the adoption comes in. Once people can see it working, you see this Deutsche Bank saving a whole bunch of money, right? And Deutsche Bank had their best year uh, financially this year. So it's kind of a perfect storm for Zebec and Deutsche Bank, right? As they begin or as they keep being more profitable, they find a way to save money. And in the banking industry or in any industry, right? It's all about making more money, right? You got to find a way to do whatever you're doing cheaper, more efficiently so you can make more money. So I think this is going to help Zebec once it hits the market. These guys are saving a fortune. Everybody's going to start signing up.
You said a mouthful there, brother. This is one of the things that we saw when we were looking at the St. Cloud announcement from Metallicus. How they told us St. Cloud is basically making their own stablecoin. First bank in the U.S., first credit union in the U.S. to make its own stablecoin. How they're going to lower fees by doing that. This is the same thing that, like you just said there, that Deutsche Bank is going to do for its customers. And think about, and I see in here the comments, someone saying it is the largest bank over there, the largest bank. So imagine that Zebec and the Zebec cards with the buybacks, right? If it just captures a little bit, like a percent, 2%, 3% of this, how much that buyback is going to take off the market of Zebec. Like, guys, like we've been saying Zebec to $1, right? But how fast, how crazy can Zebec climb if it gets just a percentage of this business, right? And we already know through Zano, they have the ability to have a private dollar if they needed to do it that way. But this AllUnity is going to serve all the Mica clients for Deutsche Bank. Now, let's see here. This is crazy to think about. So private and enterprise clients, who could this be? Well, we already know they got the science card stuff going on with the universities there in England. Could this be like private clients such as like German police department, German government? Like, could it be their payroll? Like, let's see how this kind of rolls out. But it is MiCA compliant. If you take a look at the white paper, MiCA is all in there. Man, I cannot say enough about this, right? But just a couple things that I want to show you guys is Deutsche Bank is really XRP adjacent. Now, when I say that, let me go ahead and bring some things up here. Now, you know we've been talking Stronghold around here, and shout out to Dylan Coles, Green Knuckles. He's another good follow on Twitter, on X. Shout out to Mine Crypto. He's another one. Let me bring up their sites really quickly before we go to Stronghold. If you guys want some really good Stronghold follows, definitely check out our brother here, Green Knuckles, Dylan Coles. Definitely check out Mine Crypto here. Really great follows here. Really, really great follows when it comes to Stronghold. Shout out to these guys. Now, when you look at Stronghold, they say our mission is to provide fast, secure, and accessible financial services for all. You guys know on my channel, I told you guys, Stronghold is the key to XRP. Now, if you go to my channel, I'm going to show you guys a video you should check out in reference to this. This was a collaboration between me and my guy Maximus Crypto. Shout out to Max out here. Stronghold SHX is a key piece to XRP. You're really going to want to check that video out, and you'll understand why it's a key piece to XRP. Okay. Now, if I go back here to the Stronghold site and I scroll down, this is their about page. It says our team has worked with some innovative companies, of which you're going to see Stellar, which we know Stronghold is built on Stellar, Netflix, Gap, Coinbase, JP Morgan, Yale, Y Combinator, Trust Token, Walmart Labs, Singularity University, NYU, EY, Plaid, KPMG, and of course, last, Deutsche Bank. Okay. So we already know Stronghold is XRP adjacent. I'm going to have some more shows on that coming up. But also, as I showed you guys last night, XLR. And they say for enterprise use, they have Onyx by JP Morgan, which was also in the Stronghold picture, Microsoft, MasterCard, and Deutsche Bank. Okay. So very, very XRP adjacent. We know XLR through Wormhole connects XRP to Ethereum side chains, which is through Cosmos there. Okay. So this is a very, very, very big move. And we can also kind of say that this really connects everything to everything. And that this is, I know we're looking at this through kind of a Mica lens and a Europe lens, but this really can connect to everything through the XLR, through Stronghold, through XRP. Any comments on that, brother?
Oh, yeah, you're correct. The way that they're setting up the change, right, as all the projects, right, they're kind of working together. People don't already realize that, but there's a lot of behind the scenes interoperability they're working on. And I think once it rises, XRP, because they were talking about that earlier on the show, Zebec becoming, was that Zebec, XEBEC instead of Z? And it goes with the rest of the XRP, XLEM. So somebody mentioned it might have something to do with cross-border payments would have to have an X at the beginning. So if this is what they're working on, and if this is the next move, I think Zebec is in a great position with Stronghold and the rest of the ecosystem as they build out, right?
Yes, indeed. And what our brother's talking about here is Zebec can also be spelled XEBEZ or XEBEC. It can also be spelled that way. So in actuality, it's kind of like a secret X coin. And one of the things I always kind of like to do with people is go over the numbers. A lot of people, you know, with Gematria, like I'm a coder, and you know when you code and you code it in like a pseudo language, just like you're writing an essay or something like that, basically, and that language gets compiled down into binary code, which is numbers. So to me, this is no different. Okay, it's taking words, compiling them down to numbers, and to see what you find. So interestingly enough, when you look at these type of numbers, right? I put in AllUnity. Kind of interesting that you get a 33 there, and you know you got so there's a 6, and like we could talk about the AllUnity part, but let's just ignore this part for right now. I'll actually remove it. Let's talk about XRP, XLM, XDC. So it's interesting that they kind of all have the same, like no need to kind of know these ciphers, but you can see here, all of these are 4, all of these are 5, all of these are 5, all of these are 4, because 5 plus 8 is 13. 1 plus 3, of course, is 4. 4 plus 9 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Interestingly enough, Zebec, it used to be, this was his ticker symbol, which kind of aligns, this would align with them. Its new ticker symbol is this. And do you know what this aligns with? 45, 18, 63, 18. This actually aligns with Bitcoin because Bitcoin has this.
Oh, wow.
So, and they say Bitcoin is like godlike in that, it's immutable. Immutable means unchanging. So when you see this, you see that it's 9 across the board, which is unchanging. You can go into the thing with Tesla, where Tesla says, if you only knew the power of, Nikola Tesla, the 3, the 6, and the 9. Well, 9 seems like it has some immutability, and we know mathematically, if you take 9 and you multiply it by a number, it gives you 9. So if you do 3 times 9, you get 27, and you add 2 plus 7, that's 9. So there's like, you could go so deep with these numbers, but again, we didn't necessarily pick these. The companies chose these, right? So it's very interesting that they choose this like this. I also, if I put in Stellar Lumens, it's also kind of the 9, the 9, and the 9. It's just very interesting to me that these are the things that were chosen. I don't know. I just like to look at this stuff, guys. It could be nothing, but the numbers to me are just like the logos. The logos tell me something. Speaking of the logos, definitely check out the show I just did where I said XDC is the coin of the United Nations. Okay. There's something in those logos, all right, that pointed that out to me. We won't go over that today, but you want to definitely check that out. And there are actually United Nations ties for XDC. And as we figured out about XDC, we were looking at this a little bit yesterday. The CEO says that their application is in with the SEC. They should have an ETF coming very soon. Okay. So it's interesting that we have all of this different things going on with Zebec. Zebec is added now. This is another stable coin that they've added to their to their queue of stable coins. I saw somebody listed in the chat here. I think it was Crypto Clay, that they also have Paxos, and Paxos is stable coin. That's very, very interesting going on there. Can you guys hear my air conditioner in the background? Can you hear that, Black Tiger Miner?
No, I don't hear anything. Seems pretty clear to me.
Okay,
So
it's
no, I
blowing
haven't
in
heard.
my ears, so I'm gonna turn it off right quick. If you could, let's transition into. I think that the sports betting will be next. What do you think about the sports betting? I will be right back here.
Actually, I think we talked about that earlier with Zebec. Zebec is setting up this streaming process, and with the streaming process, it's set where it actually can stream to an account. So with one of these accounts that they stream to, you'll be able to use it for investing. So you could stream your investment, which I think would be a pretty big deal in the gambling, right? As you're getting your winnings, it streams into the account, and as you lose, you can replenish your account. So I think this is be a very, very profitable endeavor for the betting sites in the gambling. As you mentioned, I think the NBA is starting. What was that? Let me see. Yeah, NBA starts October 21st. So I don't know if one of the announcements with Stronghold might be something with the NBA or a partnership with a betting site because Zebec has that streaming ability. I don't know how that plays into the streaming site, but I think it would be a very positive thing for a company that could stream uh, betting and I guess gambling back and forth, right, into your account for winnings. And if you didn't win, just stream it out so they kind of know the money is there and the money's coming, right? Versus a lot of people get overdrawn or the account gets suspended or something, right? If you're streaming it in and out, it would be a more equal, I guess, process, right? As the win comes in, you can stream it, and then as the loss comes in, so you can move the money around faster. I think that'd be a very smart thing for the gambling sites if one of the options is a gambling site or sports betting or online or even lottery winnings. You know, with the U.S. government stopping the checks, I think lottery, what is that? Tax returns, SSN checks. There's a lot of stuff that can be streamed on a gradual basis, right? If you're doing a SSN check once or twice a month, you can stream it and you don't have to worry about it, right? So I don't know, just some of the things I was thinking when you're talking about that sports betting possibility with the next announcement.
Well, you know what? They, I think they're kind of telegraphing to us that there may be an announcement about the NBA. And if you look at what they have coming up with this Spaces, they say Zebec and Uphold countdown to the tip off. So, in saying countdown to the tip off, I think they're tipping off. That's a basketball reference. Of course, it's a basketball reference to the tip off of the game where they tip off and like who gets to get the ball first. So maybe they're tipping off to us. There's a sports betting coming, or whatever they are going to do with the NBA is coming, because it's really interesting to have both CEOs, and these are the two people that are doing the whole thing with the NBA and the NHL, and they're having that Friday, September 26th. So I think they are counting down to tip us off on what's going to happen here. So it will be very interesting if they give us the announcement here. And I think the NHL season is coming very shortly too. Let me see when they start. When does
I think
NHL?
too with that Sox too, they could stream payroll, right? For like vendors and people that work in the facilities. I would say players, but I don't know if they'd go that fast, that quickly, right? That's a lot of money being streamed back and forth. But if they do, right, because they have signed with certain teams. So I think there is some kind of agreement or negotiation going for at least payroll or some kind of payroll, a portion or certain employees or hourly employees. I don't know.
Okay, so the NHL season begins October 7th.
Wow.
Okay, that's regular season. So preseason, when is preseason then? Let me see. So preseason may be very, very, very soon. Let's see here.
I suspect with the season, it's got to be within the next week or so, or maybe next week.
Yeah, well, they're playing preseason right now.
Okay. Okay.
So, uh, shout out to the Red Wings. So they're playing preseason right now. So,
Wow.
the actual regular season is October 7th. So, if they wanted to announce a betting a betting platform, they could do it. They could do it on Friday. Um, Very interesting. So one of the things, shout out to Shook Focus, shout out to Moonfeather as well. We got some creators in the chat there. If you guys check out my channel and you mosey on down to the bottom, you'll see creators I frequent, which hold on, I gotta go to my home. So make sure you're at the home on the home tab, and then mosey your way on down to the bottom, and you'll see Underdog Research Channel, Shook Focus Digital, Maximus Crypto, and the Mooniverse. And I was just on Moonfeather's channel. We did a live here. Stock Stars and the Crypto Connection 3. You guys definitely want to check this out. It was me, Moonfeather, and Crypto Ronin, who you're gonna see his channel here too. Crypto Ronin does a little bit more DeFi than I do, so you definitely want to check this out. Yeah, so definitely go give Moonfeather a like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I think it's JP Morgan who says, millionaires don't study astrology, billionaires do. Okay. Let me go back here. So if you need to know how to get to Moonfeather's channel, just mosey on down to the bottom, and she's right here. And then if you click over a couple, you'll see the Ronin experience here. Our guy Crypto Crossroads Show, who we will probably see in the chat here pretty soon, is right here. But let's go ahead and go. Yeah, so one of the things I was discussing with Shook Focus Digital, who's right here at the beginning here, I think crypto.com, they already do something about sports betting. They don't call it sports betting, they call it sports predicting. So they can probably get around some stuff. So if crypto.com already does it, I'm pretty sure that Uphold can do it. Now you see here, even though they have a basketball here, I don't see that maybe they can't, basketball isn't in season right now. But I don't know if they have the rights to do basketball. You don't see that they like Uphold just did. Uphold mentioned teams, right? I don't see that anywhere on the crypto.com thing as far as any teams go. Uphold specifically mentioned teams. They mentioned the Pistons, the St. Louis Blues, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Calgary Flames, I think. So they mentioned specific teams. So I wonder if they're going to try it out in specific stadiums, maybe, or what? Maybe that may be it. Maybe they try it out in specific stadiums, or maybe they try out the payroll with specific stadiums. I really cannot wait to see what they say there. Shout
I was
out to
thinking that
Creative
too.
Control. Thank you for the share there, brother. Appreciate you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like it's agreements with certain um teams, right? The certain team already has something lined for the vendors, maybe the players, maybe parts of the players, maybe parts of their salary. I'm pretty sure these are like test markets or teams that signed up for the pre or the early version of the, maybe it's a super app or something, or maybe there's a way to stream to a certain wallet. I don't know. It's going to be very exciting what Uphold says. We've been waiting for this announcement since that first Uphold video with the, what was that, with the hockey puck and the Uphold, that
Yep,
announcement.
exactly.
Yeah, so yeah,
Exactly.
I'm very anxious to see what they have to say this coming Friday. That should be a major spaces.
So it's the Bucks, the Golden Knights, the St. Louis Blues, the Atlanta Hawks, the Detroit Pistons, and the Minnesota Wild. I'm sorry, I said the Calgary Flames. I meant the Minnesota Wild. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Interestingly enough, other than kind of Atlanta, it seems like they targeted the Midwest here, which is interesting. So this is going to be interesting. I think the Midwest is probably the most, well, and Vegas, but it seems like they targeted the Midwest and then two major markets as far as like Vegas and Atlanta go. I want to see what happens here. I really cannot wait to see what happens here. But yeah, let's see here. So let's get to some of the comments before we go any further in the show, guys. Let me see here. Start from the top. What's up, Brock Trip? What's up, E Maze? What's up, Dave F? What's up, Jose De La Torre? Guys, I'm very new in crypto. What's up, E Maze? Like I brought my first in December. Truth be told, I'm still on the fence about believing in crypto. Period. F it. I'm old. Well, I'm telling you that crypto, like we could go into it real deep and how crypto has from the start billionaires have been involved in crypto from the beginning. So all of this stuff about it might not make it, it's this little fledgling thing. This is just like pure hogwash. And I can show that to you right here, Emails, if you're still here. If you look at Coinbase, right? Let me bring up Coinbase in their Wikipedia, and you'll see that. Okay, so founded in 2022 by Brian Armstrong, so a former Airbnb engineer. He enrolled in the Y Combinator. We just saw Y Combinator with Stronghold, right? Oh wait, I'm not sharing the tab. So this is Coinbase's Wikipedia. 2012 by Brian Armstrong, former Airbnb engineer. He enrolled in a Y Combinator, which we just saw that with Stronghold. Now, he got in 2013 money from Fred Wilson and Union Square Ventures. Then in December of that year, he got money from Andreessen Horowitz, which we know Andreessen Horowitz, one of the biggest crypto investors out there. Olaf Carlson was one of the first employees there. He's the head of Polychain Capital. And then later on, 2014, they got money from they also partnered with Overstock, Dell, Expedia, Dish, and Time. And then the company also added capabilities for Stripe, Braintree, and PayPal. And then in 2015, here comes Tim Draper, the New York Stock Exchange, the United States Automobile Association, and several banks. Okay, so since 2015, there were two billionaires, Tim Draper, Andreessen Horowitz, involved. And Olaf Carlson, who's who has his own cryptocurrency hedge fund, Polychain Capital. So you can basically say two billionaires and a millionaire involved, if you don't include Brian Armstrong himself. That's crazy. So, and that's since 2015. That was what, 10 years ago? You know what I mean? So crypto has been good for a while. But people will still tell you it's like this fledgling asset, it might not make it and all this stuff. And like Black Tiger Miner was saying in the beginning of the show, yeah, they're the Hawk Tua coins and the Daddy coins and all of these crap coins that people start. But obviously, I think there's definitely a reason for that. But if you follow shows like mine, shows like his, you'll know the crap from the good stuff, right? And the good stuff is things like Zebec, things like XRP, things like he talks about Caspa, right? You know, things like ZBCN, which he also talks about. So if you follow channels like this, you'll really quickly begin to understand what's the good stuff and what's not, right? I know the tendency as a new investor is always to try to go towards meme coins, like but honestly, not financial advice, do what you want there. But I would say to get more into real projects, right? Real projects are the thing to go with, unless you can, like, in some very rare cases, if you catch a meme coin really early in with the community, you can make money there. If you get into a community and you catch it right when it starts. But more than likely, the solid investments are the way to go there. What's up, Yazzie? Y'all Arab Bay? I got a Bay in the house. What's up, Zebec in the house? I know Yazid's a frequent watcher of both channels. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being in here. Joe Draper, what's going on, brother? Holding, hodling, and looking forward to stake. ZBCN, can it break 100,000 wallets in 2025? Let's go. What keeps them from using our money to fund project, then baiting and switching to another coin, new coin for the real deal? Seriously asking. Well, with this project, it really seems like they are who they say they are. If you look at now, I know someone in my community asked Gronk this, and it seemed like the former CEO, but of course still the founder, Sam Tapalia, has streaming payroll patent. Somebody showed me this and they sent this to me in I think in an email or on Twitter, but I've yet to been able to find it with AI. And some people have said this too, where they'll ask AI a question and then they'll go back and it's gone. Like they can't find it anymore, depending on what it is that they asked AI, right? So I think if it's true, they have that Sam Tapalia has a patent for streaming payments. That's that's really paramount. And if you also think about how they want to bring more liquidity into these markets, and you think about the technology as far as XRP and all of those go, and how they can bank the unbanked by reducing fees, this is something that's needed for the world, right? If you look into the history of the dollar and you look into the history of money, generally currencies don't last longer than 100 years, give or take. The U.S. dollar has lasted, well, you could say that the U.S. dollar has lasted way longer than 100 years, but if you look at like how it's been gold backed or not gold backed, yeah, so it's only been around for like 100 years. But the bottom line is that they need blockchain technology to move things forward. And this is a project where it really seems like it's paramount to move liquidity forward, these stable coins forward to any different blockchain network that needs it. So you want to add anything, brother, to that one?
Yeah, definitely. First off, at this point, Bitcoin is too big to fail, right? It's just intertwined and chained into so many things, and it's getting too big, right? It's global. It's not just this country or that country. Globally, people use Bitcoin in exchange, and they're trying to set up where you can put titles on the blockchain. So, um, if you get, let's say, blue chip cryptos, right? The major cryptos, just start there and DCAN. Those aren't going anywhere. At this point, they're just going to keep increasing in value and increasing in value until they rival any other asset or any other utilities. And as we're talking about, meme coins, maybe, right? It's going to pump, it's going to dump, it's going to pump, maybe. But the utility tokens, once the regulation kicks in, it will be something that will be continually making money, right? As more adoption comes, as more people get into the environments, the adoption comes. Like we talk about on the show all the time, 90% don't even know what crypto is, right? And the
Yep.
ones that are in, more than half is like 35 and under. So they hadn't even really got deep into investing and understanding the full potential of crypto. So now is a very good time. People's like, it's too late. It's never too late, right? This isn't going anywhere. It's going to keep working, keep multiplying, keep making money as the
Just
adoption grows. Like you said, this is a very new, what, Bitcoin's been around like 10 years versus some of
yep.
these currencies been up for hundreds, several hundred years, right? So as it grows and it gets more adoption, it's going to continue to make money. I tell people that all the time. Invest what you can, right? It's not financial advice, right? Don't sell your kidneys or sell plasma, but invest what you can now and keep investing. The $50 today is going to be worth more than $50 tomorrow, right? Just keep putting every little bit you can in. Again, it's not financial advice. Limit your
Yeah.
risk, but if you are able to invest and don't invest money you're not prepared to lose, right? But obviously it's working, right? We wouldn't be on the show, we wouldn't be telling people about it or trying to preach the gospel of crypto, right? It's there.
Yeah, just
And
to
there's lots
expound
of
on one of the points you made, brother, with the Bitcoin, it's too big to fail. Um, like, yeah, there are ETFs around the world, guys. That's a very, 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 very good point. There are ETFs of Bitcoin around the world. There are also ETFs, and I've shown you guys some in the past of XRP around the world. There are also ETFs of Algorand and different things around the world. Like they're trying to get them so they're here in the U.S. for a lot of these, but there are already ETFs about for Solana, XRP, and Bitcoin around the world. Now, pretty soon here we're gonna have ETFs for the rest of these coming up. But go ahead. I'm sorry, brother. I think I cut you off. Go, please finish.
No, you're okay. But as you mentioned, I think the SEC is working on streamlining the ETF process. So once they do this, there's going to be a whole lot of ETFs coming to the market, right? And then I was reading somewhere where they're trying to create it where I think you can invest crypto through your 401k and also invest in other um, stocks with your crypto, right? Where they're trying to make it where it'll be interoperable. You can use your crypto to buy stocks and buy the ETFs both ways. So that's coming, right? That's hadn't even started yet, right? It's a whole environment or a whole new investing class that's not even fully developed, right? The crypto class, once it gets in with the rest of the gold, the utilities, the stocks, the bonds, the indexes, the ETFs, the ETPs, once all this becomes normal, right, it's going to really influx cash into the crypto market. And that's really going to bring crypto from the secret that everybody doesn't talk about to a full investor class, right?
That's brilliant, brother. Like everything the brother said right there is golden, guys. So imagine now all of these ETFs hitting the market, and imagine all of these ETFs going up. What do you think is going to happen when the news gets out about that? When they say they've already said that the BlackRock ETF was one of the largest growing ETFs ever. Period. End of story. Now imagine XRP one now, Stronghold one now. XDC one now. Like the word isn't even fully out there. Like brother was saying, like what is it? Like there's only a limited amount of people in cryptocurrency at all, period. Now and just wait till the asset that whole asset class blows up, right? And we're here now early, right? Where we're going to be holding on to both. And shout out to the patrons. I give them a monthly stock watch list. I also give them a bi-weekly crypto watch list. And you better believe we're also watching the stock market because this does have implications for stocks, right? Case in point, Robinhood. Let me bring that up for you guys really quickly here. So we've been invested in Robinhood since $30 on this channel. You see where it is right now, guys, and it's going to continue to climb. It recently, like about 2 months ago, broke over its all-time high it had when it first launched in 2021, and it just keeps climbing now. It was stuck in around the $100 area, and guess what? It got added to the S&P 500, and it's been climbing ever since. And I thoroughly believe it's going to be somewhere near like $300, like the Coinbase stock. Coinbase is also in the S&P 500. There are things like this that are really, really taking off that stock-wise I'm telling my people about. So if you guys have Roth IRAs and things like that and you want to take advantage of that, definitely get yourself in the Patreon. But yeah, yes, like all of what we're saying there. Love it, brother. Thank you. Thank you. So let's continue on. Oh, wow. Let me see here. From emails, gotta handle this. $100 super chat. I don't think I've ever had a $100 super chat before, other than maybe our brother Underdog Crypto. Shout out to him. I gotta get bro back in on the channel too. Thanks and really appreciate your feedback. I'm only in utility, and ZBCN is my largest investment, 5 million plus. No problem, brother. And then we have a $10 one from here. Camille Zippier. Sharing is caring, supporting the work, appreciate it. And then we have one from Rue White. Rue White Investing. $99 super sticker. What's up, Mike? Appreciate you in the chat here. Let's go ahead and continue, guys. Another $2 super sticker from Ruel White Investing. It's a friend of mine. Appreciate you, brother. Emaze. Joe Draper, I'm 58. How old are you? Half the age of Dirk. Come on, man. Old dog learned back in 2017. Crypto Clay in the house. What's up, family? You may know no offense, but you belong in crypto. Or whoa. No. Everybody's welcome in crypto. I appreciate any questions. Anybody who has questions, we definitely want to be welcoming here as much as we can, because questions is how you all learn, right? Or at least for me, I'm saying. I'm not speaking to, we're all grown men around here, but questions are how I learn. And that question just inspired, Black Tiger Miner to say what he said. I learned from that. I got to expound on that. It's all mad growth when people ask questions. And in fact, I think the shedding down of questions is how we all do not learn. We should definitely, as much as possible, question everything, right? And, questioning everything doesn't mean that you have to agree, but in the working through of everything, you get to learn, right? And you might not even agree afterwards, but just to have the conversation itself is a learning experience, in my opinion. Some love from Jose De La Torre to Black Tiger Miner. Not coming in late this time. What's up, Paul Andrew? New Wave, some more love from Black Tiger Miner here. Paul Andrew, let's go. Crypto Clay, what up? BTM, my man, with the Denzel, my man in here. Uh, Delta Ghost Zero, Stellar and Zebec. Scotty Bags, let's go crew. Appreciate you, Scotty Bags. Seen you in the chat a few times, brother. Rise Above as well. What's up, Ruel? What's up, Detroit 313? Salute, brother. Salute. King Pound in the house. King Pound 1. Let's go, brother. Load up your bags. Load up bike. Your load up bike. You can, boys. Yep. Paul Andrew, let's crank. Load up while you can. Okay, no problem. Scotty Bags. Smash the like, family. Let's go. Everybody be patient. Winter is coming. From King Pound 1. ZBCN is up. Yo, what up, though? No Way Black Crypto. BTM Crypto News Network. Let's go, baby. From Brock Trip. Anthony Gallion. Mica Compliance win. I thought they will announce it this month. Well, this is it. I mean, I feel like this is saying that they have Mica compliance. They wouldn't be able to work with Deutsche Bank, which this stablecoin is Mica compliant, unless they were Mica compliant. So this does mean Mica compliance. Any comment on that, brother?
Yes, definitely. They must be to the point where it's complete or close enough to being complete. You know, with compliance, there's a lot of back and forth. You need to fix this, you need to work on that. But once you cross over a certain point, you've received it. You just got to clean some things up. And absolutely, Deutsche Bank would not be dealing with them if they're not compliant. I was mentioning that earlier. Once you get compliant, the doors open up. It's like, well, right, you can start doing major business and there's not a lot of problems. Before you're compliant, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of what ifs and maybes. Once you get compliant and you're certified, it's kind of like full speed ahead, right? You're
Yep.
licensed, you're insured, and there's a lot more opportunity available. So definitely, we should see that announcement. I'm surprised it hasn't came out, but they're probably waiting for the end of the month. They're probably going to tell you either on the last day of the month or close to the end of the month, or probably right before this announcement on Friday, right? It's going to be like, oh, yeah, we're compliant. And then the next day, oh, yeah, since we're compliant now, this is the next big thing. And you're going to see a lot of announcements coming as soon as they clear the compliance. And it also works out, right? That's a European compliance. This is a European bank. Things are definitely plus. I'm not sure if you guys remember, they did speak twice. It was the House of Parliament. One of them
Yep.
was a security threat analysis or something, some kind of security forum. They were talking about cybersecurity or something. So just to be in the room and talk, there must be to the point where they're considered an authority or close enough to an authority, right? You're not going to just invite any and everybody into this kind of meeting or this kind of conference, right? Because there's lots of secrets and there's lots of stuff you wouldn't want regular businesses and companies to know about, right? You want to keep it really close to the chest. So I think things are definitely on the up and up. And to your point earlier about guy mentioned it's not good to get or shouldn't get into crypto. Think about it, guys. A lot of people look at things as a grasshopper, right? You jumped in and you jumped out. But think about the long term, right? Think about what your kids can do with some of the stuff you're investing in now, right? This is a turning point of currency and fiat and banking as a whole, right? The banking system is very old and antiquated. Cryptos that move the banking system forward, investing in them now could be the difference in generational wealth way down the line, right? I'm not saying this generation, the next generation, but a couple generations down the line, you'd be surprised what that $50 investment today can do, right?
Yep. Yes, indeed. Shout out to our guy, Creative Control in the house. Um, Shout out to him for his research. One of the best Zebec follows out there. He's the one who broke the news about David Sachs being invested in Zebec, um, the crypto czar. Okay, so when we're talking about Zebec, understand the crypto czar is invested in Zebec through his craft ventures. So you gotta believe it will behoove this administration to get things, the laws smoothed over and passed for Zebec, right? And you gotta believe they're not just trying to have it go, they're not just trying to little pump and dump it. They're trying to get some maximum movement out of this coin, right? And one of the things I was seeing from different people talking, like I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but when you think about what money, what the old money does, is they get an asset and they want to hold on to the asset, and somehow they make the asset draw passive income from them for them. And that's what I think we have on our hands with things like Zebec, things like XRP. Like, how many airdrops have XRP holders received from Uphold? Like, crazy amount of XRP drops from Uphold. And here it is. Finally, we as investors are about to get something from XRP. Shout out to DCENT Wallet, where DCENT Wallet is giving us 2.5% interest on our XRP just to hold it through Doppler Wallet. So if you need a DCENT wallet, grab a link in the description there and grab yourself a DCENT wallet. But let's continue here. Me too, loading up on my XPR bag. Almost loan protocol whale. Oh wow, King Pound. Is 1 million XPR straight. Well, I think that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Like, I'm thinking that XPR, one of the things we looked at last night was XPR in comparison to Caspa's market cap. And if you guys are looking for some Caspa coverage, our guy Black Tiger Miner covers Caspa. But let's go ahead and look here. We're looking at XPR. And we just look at it at having a $5 billion market cap. That puts it at about 18 cents. So that's a 28x from right now. So at 18 cents, what's a billion dollars? Or a million coins at 18 cents, you're pretty close to, oh God, 18 cents a million. So what is that? So I can't think of the quick math in my head. That'll be somewhere near 200 K. No, that'll be like near 200K, because if it was at $1, obviously, and you have a million, you would be at $1 million, right? So 20 cents is around a fifth of $1 million. So, or if it went to $1, so that's around $200,000 right there, right? So is that what you're looking for to get out of crypto? And of course, once you got that 200,000, you can build on that 200,000. So you have to see for yourself, Sharmizzle, if that's what's good for you or not. But of course, that's just at a $5 billion market cap. With the things that Metallicus is talking about doing, I could easily see it going higher than that. But that we could just use that as a rubric or a little judging point. Let's see here. What's up, Paul Andrew? Let's go. Kevin Dubs, Zebec, SHX, 4 tokens. All 4 tokens in the XPR system follow the diamond hands. Keep stacking. The 4-year cycle is probably over for real. That's one of the things that I talked about in last night's show. And last night's show is doing really, really well, guys. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I think it's like almost 3,800 people watching, who've watched the show, which, you know, that's a really good numbers for my channel. So definitely check it out, guys, if you haven't already. Crypto Clay, let's go. Yeah, he'll keep getting more. It's really, really, people need to put the Ripple collaboration on the back burner and just pay attention to everything that they're doing, because the collaboration will come in time. Well, things like this, like I just showed you guys, connecting Deutsche Bank to Stronghold, connecting Deutsche Bank to XLR, it's clear there's an XRP connection there. It's clear, and XRP just had some more news. If I can share this tab, our new partnership with Securitize will allow holders of BlackRock's Build L and VanEck VBuild to instantly exchange their shares for RLUSD, thereby preserving exposure to on-chain yield and other DeFi capabilities. Okay. Securitize is also integrating with the XRP ledger to expand across utility in the XRP ecosystem. So we know Securitize is a partner of Ondo's, and Ondo is a partner of like everything we've been mentioning. So they're clearly XRP ties to Zebec. Like, I don't even think we need to worry about that anymore. What do you think there, brother?
Yeah, I was trying to unmute. No, you're right. I mean, clearly, XRP was one of the first partners, right? Not officially, but I'm pretty sure once things start rolling with the rails, and keep going back to the infrastructure. As the XRP infrastructure is built out and the Zebec is helping them with streaming, I think all of the X's, like we talked about earlier, all these X's have a bigger plan that they're putting together, right? And once Zebec switches to the X, I think everything is going to come together and it's going to be one big system. And with XRP, I think it's going to be competing with Swift, and Zebec will be right there helping process a lot of the transactions or doing a lot of streaming, because we're looking at it from just payroll streaming, right? When they get going and get the rail infrastructure set up, I think they're going to get into way more, than just payroll. But still early, so there's no telling. But with the partnerships and all the blockchains that Zebec has, Zebec is in one of the best positions in the entire crypto market, right? They're able to hit multiple blockchains, right? Transact with multiple tokens, and they're able to stream these. I think there is a lot. I think you mentioned it yesterday. I think they might set up their own blockchain at some point and be independent. So yeah, I think there's a lot involved that people aren't even thinking, or aren't even at the point where you can understand how big that Zebec can actually get.
Yeah, and that is something we mentioned yesterday here. How they told us with the World Mobile Token, they're gonna have like their own phone network, and you know how people essentially use their phone as their digital wallet because they have their bank cards where you could just tap them with your phone. So when we think about that and banking the unbanked, so if the unbanked just have like a smartphone and Zebec on it, well, there you go. You got a digital wallet now. So that's just crazy to think about, right? And like in a sense, they've kind of attested this a little bit with like Obama phones, if you guys remember, like back to that day, right? So if you essentially gave someone in an unbanked area the equivalent of a smart Obama phone, then okay, well, now you bank them. You've banked them now. So let's continue. Oh, and someone said here about Stronghold needs listings and news. Take a look at my past videos on Stronghold, Mine Crypto, and Dylan Coles. Shout out to them on X. They've gone through and they've already shown you where Stronghold is listed, is getting like there's all these different exchanges, Coinbase, Kraken, you name it, Binance, that have pulled Stronghold from Stronghold, and they're just waiting for what? I'm not sure. When? I'm not sure, but they're just waiting. They already have done it on the ledger, and people like that have shown it to us. So that's why I'm really big on Stronghold, and I can't wait till somebody offers some yield for Stronghold. Man alive. And Stronghold also did the 60 billion in escrow. Man, I really don't see any way that Stronghold doesn't hit $1. I really don't see any way that Stronghold doesn't hit $1. Now, will it be before the end of the year? Maybe not, but will it be like within the next 12 months? Probably. Probably. Because when Ripple did it, they hit $1 within 12 months. So I'm pretty sure Strongholds can hit $1 within the next 12 months. Any comments on that, brother?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Once the adoption hits and things start rolling and people actually understand what they're working on, what they can do, the price is going to, you can see how the price pumps now, right? It pumps and it stops, it pumps and it stops. Pretty soon it's going to pump and it's not going to stop, right? It's going to keep rolling. And at that point, I think that's when we're going to see major gains. I think there's going to be a string of announcements. And when that happens, once the regulating kicks in, there's going to be some major buying, and that's going to start to make the price run. But again, just be patient, guys. Just continue to hold and dollar cost average in. There's a lot of stuff that's happening probably towards the end of this year and through next year that's really going to get the price action running. Some more rate cuts, some um, market stabilization, and then pumps are going to start.
Yes, indeed. And we have a question here from Brock Trip, who says he watches both of our channels. Thank you for that, Brock Trip. Really appreciate you, brother. I know you're all regular here. I've been wanting to ask you guys, perfect time you could see Zebec Network ever applying for ETF. Do you think that'll be in the near future? You know, I do think that'll be in their future. And when you look at things like Ondo, which is already tokenizing stocks and ETFs, and offering those to people, U.S. stocks to people, overseas. Now imagine Ondo saying, okay, well, we're going to tokenize a basket of XRP stocks or something, or XRP adjacent cryptos and offer that to people. Or we're going to take a tokenized version of a crypto ETF and offer that to people. I'm not sure why people would want to do it that way, but maybe they would. But yeah, I definitely see that in the future. Brother?
Yeah, no, I definitely see it happening. As I mentioned earlier, the SEC is working on streamlining that process. And when they do, a lot of the utility and the RWA tokens are definitely going to get the ETFs. And I kind of see where people might not fully want to get into crypto, but kind of want a piece of the crypto. And from that end, they could do it through their regular brokerage, right? Buy the ETFs, which actually puts money back into the cryptocurrency economy. It's just not actually on the token. So if you're holding the token and people are buying the ETFs, the price on your tokens are actually going to go up, right? Exponentially. So it's a good thing to get the token versus the ETF or get both. but I do think Zebec will get an ETF pretty quickly, right? As soon as things settle down, I say probably next year or around the end of 2026, be on a lookout for that ETF.
So, like brother was saying, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday in a live yesterday. Um, the SEC has implemented some like a generic listing standard in which it's going to make it easier for them to launch crypto ETFs. So this is a post that we looked at yesterday from Eric Balchunas. He's a really good follow, by the way. Follow him if you want like posts like this. Well, there's a post here from Matt Hogan where he says, "What impact will generic listing standards have on the crypto ETF space?" Here's what happened when the SEC passed the ETF rule in late 2009, which created generic listing standards for traditional ETFs. The pace of ETFs launches rose from like 117 per year to like 370 a year. Expect the same kind of expansion if generic listing standards come to crypto this fall. And then he says that's such a good point. Last time they implemented a generic listing standards for ETFs, launches tripled. Good chance we see north of 100 crypto ETFs launched in the next 12 months. And I think, even though they're saying it here like it may happen, I think this has already happened because last show, or at least it's close enough to happen where things are already in motion. Because last show we saw something from XDC's founder where he said months ago, "Hey, we've already put in our application with the SEC for the for a XDC ETF, and we expect it to be improved in the next few weeks." And he said that months ago. So probably it's going to get approved at some point here, and imagine what that is going to do to XDC's price, right? So let's continue on here. Argentum German Bank, Muscle, as well as USDG on Paxos. Let's freaking go. So yeah, there's a lot of different stable coins that Zebec is related to. So that's a lot of the reason why somebody mentioned it last night. I think it was Mr. Spader Mr. Spader 007, where he said Zebec is programmable money. It really is looking like that. All the different stable coins that are getting integrated in with Zebec, it looks like they're going to be the programmable money that moves on the liquidity ship that is Ripple, XDC, and all these different kind of rails like Ripple, Quant, XDC with the Earth-3 Corda, and FedNow with Metallicus and things like that. Any thoughts there, brother?
Yeah, no, I do think you're right. I do think there are plenty of stable coins that are coming and will be launched, right? And with these stable coins, they'll be interoperable with a Zebec. And if the Zebec coin with Deutsche Bank will be right in there with the USDC, USDT, and was it USDY? I think as the tokens come through, I think Zebec is like a first mover advantage, especially in the European Union, right? I think they're going to be one of the top tokens in that economy. So as long as we continue to keep track and keep compliance rolling, I think there's a definitely bright future in the stable coins.
Gotcha. So from OG Crypto, thank you, OG Crypto. $72.5 billion valuation of Deutsche Bank. ISO is going live for the rest of the world November 22nd. And we're just like a stone's throw from November 22nd, guys. Yeah, it's all connected 100%. Zebec is low key Xcoin 100%. Let's go. I took my brother to get his rented van, and on the way there, I saw some tagging on the wall. Don't know why I turned around, but it said buy XRP. That's crazy. We got the graffiti taggers telling people to buy XRP out here now. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, that's right. Multi-chain, baby. Everybody plays their part. Let's get this thing. Really does seem like it's going to be a bear market tank. Ah, I don't see the bear market tank thing unless somebody's telling me something I'm missing. If what Eric Balashunas is saying here is right, that within the next 12 months we see 100 crypto ETFs and they're all spot, that's all institutional diamond hand money going into 100 different cryptos. That can do nothing but take the market up. I don't see how it could take it down. Um, yeah. Any thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, no, I do see a run coming. And you know, with most runs, it goes up and it pulls back a little bit, then it pumps again. So I think it might be a slight pullback and then a full on onslaught. Like everything's going to start filtering in once the rest of the ETFs come. And the ETFs also bringing, what is that? More adoption and putting more money in the crypto community, right? So I think it's going to be a pullback. It's going to push, it's going to pull back. They're going to drop all these ETFs and it's going to be a full influx. Because even if you didn't get the crypto, you could get the ETF. And I think there's probably going to be commercials running about different crypto ETFs, like the Zebecs, like the XRPs, the XLMs. If Stronghold gets in there, the Stronghold ETF, and people will be kind of more willing to buy into ETFs. And once they get to ETF, they'll learn about spot. Like maybe I need to get the tokens. So um, I think it was somebody that's partnered with Zebec. One of the wallets is an easier to use wallet. I think something that World Mobile's working with.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. World Mobile is they have the kind of their own wallet in the phone too. And Zebec is saying to do what they need to do, they need to have their own like mobile network. So they're gonna launch their own mobile network in with World Mobile Tokens help, and this is really gonna allow them to reach the unbanked in a way that no other cryptocurrency, no other fiat currency will be able to do. Again, that's the whole kind of Obama phone method that we're talking about there. If they can reach the unbanked like that, um, like just close the door. Like it's gonna be amazing. In addition to everything they're gonna have going on in the private sector, like man, it's just gonna be a happy time for all of us out here. Um, so so I think it's Crypto Clay mentioned here about gold being XAU. Now, this is something that I found kind of a long time ago that kind of coincides with Max Smoke and Jesse from Apex Crypto's consulting's relation work. So gold, we got gold, right? And then we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin's currency code, according to um, the ISO standards organization, is XBT. Now, if you take XBT, XAU, and then the special drawing rights, which is XDR, if you take all of those currencies, their numbers also line up, which is crazy to think about. So you see here 46, 46, 46, 35, 35, 17, 17, 17, and 10, 10, 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. So all of those line up. Now, you want to know the craziest part, which is why I think Metallicus is really, really going to have its day. You look at all of its coins. They have them on its lending platform. It's XXRP, XHBAR, XDoge. Now you take XXRP and put it into this Gematria calculator we have. Well, what do you know? Lines right up. 8, 8, 10, 10. Well, let's see. What about XDoge? What do you know? Lines right up. And this is crazy to think about. I'm wondering, XATA. Oh, XATA, you don't make the cut there, XATA. But XDoge, XXRP, XDR, XBT, XAU, all lining up with gold. Okay. I think that's pretty interesting, to say the least there. But let's continue on. I like it. Secret X coins, Zebec. Stack up on XPR and loan protocol while it's on the low. XPR, or I'm sorry, XRP, XLM, XDC, Zebec. Waters Above Crypto is a master of it. Yeah, Waters Above Crypto, he does a really good job with Gematria. Shout out to him. I catch his content from time to time. And I think he's a good creator out there. Definitely check him out. Argentum Wild. What's up, Zeesh? Zeesh Tech Sharon. Zeesh is immutable. 369. Let's go. Certain people love numbers. That's why billionaires have astrologers. 100%. Your J up. What up, Ruel and BTM? What's up, Hitter All Day? Glad to catch this live duo. Solid work, fam. Appreciate you. You're good. Okay, y'all was talking about the AC. Yeah, I could hear it in my headphones. I had to go turn that thing off. Let's see here. There's so many different angles they're going for. It's good. And shout out to the Mooneyverse. We did highlight Mooney's channel in here. Definitely go check her out. Peace and love to Rue and the crew. Dawn 9 is also endings in numerology, so it could be the endings regarding the fiat currency system and how it operates as we know it. It's funny that you say that, Don, because what we're just going over here. Let me go back to the number. Oh, it's already pulled up, but let me go back to it. So we just said right here, right? Beginning of a new system and the ending of another. When you see this 19, right? You could say that all numbers kind of are 1 through 9, right? Not counting the 0. So if you say all numbers are 1 through 9, that's another attribute of God, which is I am the Alpha and the Omega. You know what I mean? So you could also think of, if you're in the binary system, there's only 2 numbers, which is 1 and 0, or 0 and 1, if you will, another Alpha, Omega. So again, could this be that these are the beginning and ending of another system? That's interesting to think about with this gold, Bitcoin, and special drawing rights, and XRP and Doge kind of lining up with that. It'd be very, very interesting to think about. Is this it? The beginning of a new going from the fiat system to the digital system. right? And I think this year is the year of the snake. And you can think of an Ouroboros, how it eats its own tail, life and death, sacrifice, um, and like a sacrifice in the eating. So like a death equals life, kind of like how we do when we eat. Whether you eat, vegetables or whatever you eat, you gotta kind of, well, unless you're like a vegetarian eating an apple that's fallen off of a tree and that's all you eat is, fruit from something. But you kind of get my drift there. This yes could definitely be um, the ending of the old system and the beginning of the new as far as currency goes. Um, 2028, the world goes digital. There we go. There it is again with the number 8, which is itself kind of infinity, which is again another Aurora Boros type of symbol. Um, so there it is. It's all in the numbers, right? It's all in the numbers. I heard there might be a video game currency with Zebec. Well, note that they're one of their lead investors, Breyer Capital. Let's bring up Breyer Capital. Breyer Capital, you know what he's invested in? Well, he's invested in Epic Games. Okay, so he's also heavily invested in Circle, which you can see that there. And I've shown you also when we look at his portfolio that he's invested in Zebec. Guess who's also kind of invested in Epic Games, or at least an Epic Games like company? That would be Tim Draper in the company Scale, which we've had Scale on here before. We had Andrew Saunders from Scales. He's Scales Marketing. I think CMO. So if you look at Scale, their investors are Consensus, the people who do Ethereum, who code Ethereum, Galaxy, and guess what? Galaxy is an investor in the coin we were just So I'm sorry you guys didn't see this Scale. So Scale, their Consensus is an investor in them, and Galaxy, and guess who Galaxy is an investor in? The coin we were just talking about, the stable coin, AllUnity. Galaxy is an investor there. So a lot of this stuff has a lot of connections and crossover. It's crazy to think about, but it does. So very interesting there. So yes, I could definitely see Zebec doing something with gaming. Okay, and you can see here Winklevoss Capital. They're also investors in Scale. And guess who's an investor in Winklevoss, or Winklevoss Capital is an investor in Gemini. Tim Draper's an investor in Gemini, and Gemini is an investor in Zebec. So again, it's a lot of different things, a lot of different crossover here. Boost VC, that's Tim Draper's son's VC firm. So again, just so much crossover here. It's crazy. So yes, I could definitely see gaming being invested in by Zebec. Anything to add there, brother?
But yeah, no, I'm just looking and soaking it up.
Okay.
Zebec's turning into the baby BlackRock, right? Like Vanguard and BlackRock are invested in pretty much everything. It seems like they're off to a really good start and really getting deeply intertwined in a lot of the crypto market, right? There's a lot of connections, a lot of partnerships, and of course, there's plenty of stuff we don't even know about yet, right? There's a whole bunch of partnerships they're working on that they're keeping quiet. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Honestly, it could be in multiple avenues. It could be gambling as well as other things on and off the court. Friday is a big day, 100% Argentum. tip off. I concur. NHL is also called the face off. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I love my NHL. If I could be a minority owner of the Red Wings, I would love something like that, bro. Like, but yeah, that's that. Love the NHL. More news, more news. I gotta be a legend. They are getting this started now. There will be more exposure next summer for the World Cup. Yes, indeed, because I really think there are some Major League Soccer things that they have going on with Zebec. One guy almost let it slip last spaces. What's up? Gotta be a legend. I don't think it'll take too long to roll out exponentially. Yep. NFL coming after the Super Bowl. Watch. Let's go, King Pound 1. Football already started from Camille Zephyr. Yes, indeed. NBA preseason starts in Dubai. You know what that could mean. Yeah, a lot of Dubai connections. Yeah, 100% basketball lingers rather than hockey. They advertise it in Dubai. Then it's all over. We win. Let's go. NBA is the steak. NHL is the potatoes. That's how they're going to serve it up. King Christopher Paul, 477 Hutchinson. We already won. Let's go. I like the way you think. ZBCN will have a NFL partnership after the Super Bowl. The 7th rock trip. Let's see. Dubai equals NBA preseason. Dubai equals crypto friendly. 100%. Think government payrolls. Flare running 8% or 8%. Let's freaking go. Let's go, Crypto Clay. Let's look at that right quick, shall we? I'm an investor in Flare. I've done videos on Flare. Hope you guys check them out. We'll bring that up here. Is Flare running? I don't see it. Let me see. Let me go down to the day. Okay, from the day chart. Yes, it is running. It is running. A little bit. That's kind of peculiar now for it to be running right now. That is peculiar. Usually on a new moon, stuff like this tends to pull back, but it is kind of peculiar for it to do what it's doing right now. Okay, let's see. 8 hour. Yeah. Okay, on the 8 hour, it's very much more clear. Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Is there Flare news? I'll check that out as I continue try to read through the comments here. I already mentioned to my mayor. What's up, Ali Randall, Blessings Crypto family? Ali Pound, XPR has fed now. Yes, indeed. You know, it's funny to look at the average exposure for each game and playoff game in both the NHL and NBA. The exposure is going to be tens of millions. That's right. And already built in fan bases. That's going to be crazy. Now, if they can shoehorn F1 and off-track betting with Zebec, boom. Players not running. What's up, AD33? It's just running within the scheme of, like, we found it. Within the last 8 hours is kind of running. So if you're doing like some kind of short-termish type of deals, it did kind of make a little run there. I'm holding Flare for the long term though. It's sitting on uphold, just staking away. That's why they call it sports. What's up, GVC? Rough estimate of the hold account from the type of exposure we're going to get. My guess is that bare minimum 500K by December, and we break over 1 million. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Creative Control shared the stream. Appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you guys for the hard work and information you put out. I really do. Appreciate it, brother. Let's go Wings, Rico Clean. Ruel, you and your number breakers. Yeah, you know I love those numbers, bro. I love the numbers. Like I swear, if I wasn't an engineer, the backup plan could have been math teacher, bro. I tell you what. Uh, damn, if it's over for you, offshore sports books, why put your money in an account outside of the U.S. when you can use your crypto? Yep, yep. BTM, I see you from Ollie Randall. Let's go. Jose de La Torre, Minnesota Wild. Yep. What up, though? Rico Clean. What up, though? Oh, you are Detroiter in here. Rico Clean. Appreciate you, brother. Hit the like button. Social Security also announced that after the 30th, there would be no more paper checks. Everything on the blockchain. That's right, Don. That's right. That's what they mentioned that in the Zebec Spaces too with Assure that after the 30th, no more paper checks. So it's already going to be on the blockchain after the 30th. That's crazy. Um, when you first said that it never left my mind, and I went to work and I was saying to my coworker, "LOL, he was in crypto, but he's a low key pessimistic." I can still hear your smoke alarm. Okay, from yesterday, guys, my trading view alerts went off, and I was joking around. It's not my smoke alarm because I don't know if you guys saw the memes where it was like black people can't hear the smoke alarm, and I swear to goodness, I'm one of those people, bro. The smoke alarm, I cannot hear that boy. I can't hear it. But in this case, it was not my smoke alarm. It was my trading view alerts. But OG Crypto giving me the business on that one. I love it. Let's see. BTM, what's up, my guy? Rick Gam, good evening, gentlemen. Can you shed some information on Weekend? We'll have to take a look at that at another show here. He don't believe in crypto. That's the reason why he doesn't have a brand new motorcycle. Rue, it's not your job to persuade or ease people's mind about crypto. Either you get it or you don't. I feel what you're saying there, Delta Ghost Zero. But you know what? I have to be kind of humble, right? Because there was one day for me where I was like, oh, this crypto, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like all the experts say, you know what I mean? All the experts say that this is just funny money until somebody actually I looked at and I saw and they made it make sense to me. You know what I mean? And I would like to be that for someone. And someone could still not listen. And if they still don't listen after that, that's up to them, right? But I see what you're saying. And some people will be sitting in your face and they'll know and they won't tell you. But at least from this channel, I want to give people an opportunity. And maybe some shows I won't, but this show, I want to give people the opportunity. Oh, okay, they've been teasing this stuff for a long time. I can't wait. Does the partnership with Deutsche Bank push your target price to Zebec higher? Man, every time they give me some big news like this, it's higher. Because just think about the buybacks, guys. How the buybacks are going to work. And remember how Sam Tapalia told us, originally he was telling Tim Draper, like, he didn't want certain tokenomics with his coin, right? He said that he didn't want certain tokenomics. And then Zebec eventually ended up changing their tokenomics to resemble more like XRPs. And I think that's because of what they're doing, right? They realized that they were going to, through these buybacks, they're just going to churn through so much coin. So they had to have 100 billion supply, right? Or it was just going to go too crazy for people to control too fast. So I really think, so in the end, I think Draper was right with what he was saying with the supply. But I say all that to say, there's no way to me. at some point that Zebec doesn't hit $1, right? I'm not telling people not to take profits. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you see the long term in this, right? We're hitting $1 at some point. How long that is, 2 years, 3 years, I really don't think it's going to be as long as we think because of if the block, the buyback works the way the buyback they told us the buyback works, and they're in Europe, they're in America, they're going to be banking the unbanked, they're going to have a phone, a phone network that they're going to give to the unbanked so they can be banked. The buyback is going to be nuts, crazy. But again, for this bull run, like towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, 5 to 10 cents still seems like where I want to keep it at. But when all of this stuff gets online, it's going to be bananas, right? The thing I just don't know is how long it's going to take for all of this to get online, how it's going to line up with the laws. That I can't say, because they end up pushing things back. Like I think they were supposed to do ISO earlier this year in March, and they ended up pushing it back to like whenever they did it, July or something like that. Certain things like that you can't account for. So you know what I mean? That's the thing that I really can't account for. But what your opinion on that, brother?
But yeah, I do think I want to say probably 10 to 20 cents, but that's just being optimistic. But you're right. Once the buyback, and you haven't even mentioned the staking, right? There's a whole lot of tokens that are sitting in staking. And if people continue to stake, that's going to really push the price up because these tokens are locked, right? So when people FOMO in and they start looking for tokens, the token so shock hits, the price is going to push really hard, right? Especially if people continue to stake more and more. Because I think you can stake, what, 3 6 months, I think 9 months. Once the supply shock hits and a lot of these tokens are staked, it's going to be a lot to push that price up, right? There's a lot of momentum going. There's a lot of people FOMOing in. There's a lot of announcements. And I think, as you guys are talking about, if the Super Bowl, if they make an announcement at, around, before, after, close to the Super Bowl, right? And they already have the NHL and they already have the NBA, right? And then they drop that Super Bowl commercial ad, anything. I think the price is going to go parabolic and people are going to be just shocked. Like, oh my God, what happened? What is this? Until your mom's sister's boyfriend's barber starts talking about the Zebec, right? Like he's got Zebec t-shirts and hats going on. Like, oh, we made it. Mama, we made
Right.
it, right? Things are really getting crazy.
Right. And one thing I want to point out here that is a great comment by TK is if Zebec only gets 5% of Deutsche Bank market cap evaluation of 70-ish billion, that would be a 3.5 billion market cap ZBCN. That's not counting the science card stuff. That's not counting the staking. That's not counting the World Mobile Token stuff. That's not counting any of that stuff. That's not accounting Assure being in a part of Assure's stuff. That's not counting being a part of ADP's software. Like, see, so there's a lot of reason to think, and once all of that stuff gets online, it could go pretty fast, pretty quick. Pause. What do you think the Catalyst partnership would push Zebec higher than 10 cents for this cycle? Sports betting. If we get sports betting and that is active, like immediately on Uphold, and it somehow has a connection to Zebec and a Zebec card and that buyback, man, forget about it. Forget about it. Like People want a sports bet so crazy. There are channels just dedicated to sports betting. Um, man, just forget about it. And you team that with crypto, and you can do this in an easy manner, in a streaming payment type of manner, where you get just, oh man, just forget about it. Like, that would push it past 10 cents pretty fast. Like, I think people would just, and if they turn off like machines and stuff like that, I think it would be crazy, a crazy pump. Brother, comment on that.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. If they do start sports betting and what is that? Fantasy basketball and football and baseball. You start pulling all those in and signups and registration and clubs. Yeah, it's gonna go crazy, right? It's gonna go parabolic. It's gonna be one of those cryptos that came out of nowhere. The people are like, what is this Zebec? Like, what are they doing? How do they? Because all it takes really is Zebec to run, right? Like we've seen some runs, but we haven't really seen that major run yet where it's on CNBC. Like Zebec took off. Zebec's been up 70% for 3 days. What is Zebec? And that's the kind of adoption that's really going to start bringing in the price action. So I think possibly next year we're going to have one of those moments where everyone's going to find out Zebec might be a household name or something that people are talking about, especially with NBA and NHL. All we need is something semi-major, not enough to blow the top off, but enough to get serious interest involved. And that's really going to be the catalyst that gets the more partnerships, right? Somebody else. I'm surprised it didn't push more with Deutsche Bank, but it's still early, right? The announcement just came out. People have to research and understand what they're doing and what they're talking about. But it's going to run, right? It's definitely going to run.
Yeah, and you can already see they're kind of angling the marketing already with these NBA teams, like we saw with the lady from yesterday, and y'all gave me a real hard time for giving that lady some grief for missing her sports analogies. Y'all did not like that I gave that lady a hard time for mixing up her sports analogies. I, we just kid. It's fine. She's good. She's good. But um, you can already see they're angling the marketing towards NBA and the cryptocurrency and stuff like that. Shout out to one of our affiliate partners, BTCC. Okay, if you want to guys make quick moves from the crypto market, look at our QR code here in the top right hand corner of your screen there. You can do perpetual futures trading there. If you fund your account, you get free USDT. Now, BTCC, the reason I bring them up, Jaren Jackson Jr. of, I believe it's either the Memphis Grizzlies, I think is who he plays for. He does marketing for them. He's they when you go to sign up, you will see him on the front cover of their stuff. Jaren Jackson Jr. The lady last night, the comment report, she mentioned Kevin Durant. And we already know, Uphold, Zebec, they have something coming with the NBA. And one that I have only for the patrons. The patrons know a cryptocurrency we've been studying in there. They have NBA ties. Shout out to the patrons. Definitely check out the Patreon. This crypto is going to be a really big one. But well, I digress. So, yeah, let's continue. I think it will be common for a lot of people to think that crypto will disappear when the current president's term is over. It seems like to be the consensus. Nah, it's too. Once you have ETFs, they're not doing nothing with. They can't. They're not gonna stop an ETF. That would be insanity. That would be absolute insanity. And as you know, both parties kind of donated. Like I think Chris Larson of Ripple, he donated to Kamala Harris. So you know what I mean? Like, and if you're one to think that cryptocurrency is something that is cross party, like for instance, David Sachs, even before he was the crypto czar, had invested in Zebec. You have to think that there's a plan for cryptocurrency, no matter who the president is. For instance, during the Biden administration, and Underdog Crypto and others showed you this, right? The EB5 law that was passed there, Tim Draper and others took advantage of that to get things rolling for cryptocurrency in his own right with the Draper University, right? And Draper University, out of that came QTUM, quantum crypto there. Different people that went to the Draper University who had, crypto projects and different things like that. So, yeah, I think this goes beyond the administrations. And if you look at certain people like Byron Donalds, right, you can see that he has different, like, you look at his stuff. I really think he's an investor in Metallicus. Like I showed you guys, he had the biggest smile on his face when Marshall Hayner mentioned that he had a blockchain. Very, very funny that you elected officials do not have to list their crypto investments because they're not securities. They're not labeled as securities. So, yeah, I don't think it disappears when we change regimes at all. I've been saying since they started making these digital edition gaming consoles, everything is going to be pushing towards digital. There's no choice. Benjamin Awaken, what up, fellas and ladies? I just got 5 million ZBCN unlocked. Gonna respake it and hold for the long run. I got 3.4 million ready to sell, but how about XDC is really slept on, in my opinion, will be just as valuable as XRP. Definitely check out my video I have where I say XDC is the United Nations coin. You definitely want to check that out. Honestly, that's a lot of reason to believe that it's going to be just like XRP. And definitely check out the comment section in there. People were dropping gems upon gems upon gems in that comment section. And definitely like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already, to both channels. We're trying to close in on here. We're at 7,600 something and change. We're racing towards that 8,000 and trying to get to the 10K mark there, guys. So let's keep going. Are y'all gonna miss Ben Franklin? If so or no? Well, what's up with Ben Franklin's been going out of here, guys. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, you mean the hundreds, the $100 bills? Are y'all gonna miss those $100 bills? Hey, man, I won't miss it too much. Because I'll be counting my crypto billions or millions or as that were, right? Any opinion on that, brother?
Yeah, definitely thinking about no $100 bills, man. Once we get to the million billion, bro, we can buy the guys printing $100 bills, man. $100 bills is, you said, from the numbers earlier. I think the fiat system is maybe not over, but it's definitely going to slow down, right? As crypto, I think they're going to run them simultaneously, right? And the shift is going to slowly happen over to crypto from fiat, especially with World Mobile and you being able to have a full-on bank in your hand, right? The banking's trying to fee to death, and people are kind of fed up. So slowly pulling out of the fiat banking system and into a less fee, easier liquid transactions with crypto.
Yep. And people sleep on how big trade finance is and cross-border payments, global payroll, and trade finance. Whoever has the first movers advantage will absolutely dominate in areas and make millionaires. And this is what, like, over the last like 12 months or so, I'm proud to say I'm one of the first people to say, hey guys, I don't care what the hell you're focusing on. Payment is the what we should be focusing on right now. And this is when people, it was not popular to say that. It was not popular to say that at all. People were talking about meme coins, super cycles, and all of this. So I was saying something that wasn't popular, wasn't trending. This was my honest opinion, my honest, genuine, arrived from opinion. And look at us 12 months later. I'm really happy to say that I said that. Yeah, and I think there's still a lot of opportunity here, but the next 12 months it's going to be gone. Gone. Like like the people who first invested in Bitcoin, like Nvidia before it went like bananas, like in the next 12 months is going to be really hard pressed to get into these bargain basement prices. So like we're here at a very critical and crucial time, guys, to make like a financial difference for people's families. And I'm proud to say and proud to be here sharing this with you guys. How about you, brother?
Yeah, generational wealth is knocking at the door. All you gotta do is stay there and be ready because it is coming, right? Faster than no diddy. Much faster than you think, bro. It's right there. All we need is that adoption and moving forward, and things are going to take off. Like I tell people all the time, just be patient. You're in the right place at the right time. Stay out of trouble and be patient, man.
100%. Like, do what you got to do to stack, not financial advice or anything like that, but, double stack if you have to. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. I know he always says, like, boss up and stuff like that. And I like that. I like that mentality, right? If you got to, like, I know Coach JV, he says something like, hey, sell your car if you have to or whatever like that. And I know in certain places, I'm from Detroit, you can't have like real, you can't use public transportation in Detroit like that for real. You gotta have a car. But you know what I mean? Like this is gonna be a game changing 12 months for a lot of people here, and I'm happy we're bringing it to you guys here. And again, shout out to Emays for that $100 super chat. I'm gonna read this one more time because I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Really appreciate your feedback. I'm only in a utility, and ZBCN is my largest investment, 5 mil plus. Rude Boy, XRP is better than nothing. Sharing is caring. Support the work. Appreciate you guys for the super chats. Camille Zipper here. Thank you so much. Blackrue, yes, absolutely. It's established. It's too strong. Has too much value. Benjamin Awakened, Utah Coin Hunter, keep buying a stack in your bag. Hold on for long term. By long term, I mean 2028, 2030. At the latest, it will be worth the same amount of money. And just think about that, guys. Like, I remember sitting here and thinking, like, and you guys, I had a stroke, right? I couldn't use my right hand. Like crazy stuff, right? But I remember sitting here in like 2023 thinking like, oh man, this is the bear market. Like I got the opportunity. I gotta do what I can to like, you know what I mean? Like stack and stack and stack. And I'm proud to say that I did. But I remember being in 2023 thinking, wow, it's gonna take so long. 2025 is so far away, man. 2 years. Like, oh my God, that's so far away. And here I am in 2025. It's like, wait, 2023 was like 2 days ago. Like, I honestly feel like 2023 was like 2 days ago. Like I just had my stroke, and I had my stroke in 2022. Like, I literally feel like that happened but like if 2023 was 2 days ago, 2023 was like 5 days ago. So when he says 2028 and 2030, like before we know it, this show will end and we will be in 2028. Like, I'm not even kidding you guys, bro. What do you think about that, brother?
I definitely agree. Things are moving fast. Like you said, it seems like a long time, but it's not, right? When the price starts moving, like, man, I wish it'd slow down, right? Give me some more time to accumulate. Things are moving, the price is pumping. Like, man, like if you got in at the was it 307 and now it's already at the 204. Like, wait a minute, right? And people are like, we need to get to a dollar. We need to get slow down, man. Slow down. Let me accumulate as much as possible before we get over a dollar, right? Let me get past the multi-millions and then let it hit a dollar, right? So we can retire and live life on the beach somewhere, buy an island in the Caribbean or something, man. Live it all the way up.
Right. So it might seem like, and shout out to Benjamin Wakeman. I know you're a frequent watcher. So it might seem like 2028 is a long time away. But if you start saving and you start stacking and you start stacking and you start stacking, trust me, my 2023 self is very happy right now in 2025 that I did all the things that I could to stack and stack and stack. And trust me, it's made a difference. So if you're thinking right now in 2025 that you're late, or you're thinking in 2025 now, 2028 is a long time from now, trust me, it's not. Trust me, it's not. But if you do the things that you can now, you are going to feel so happy about yourself. You're going to be so, like, it's going to be so much of a difference, so many options that you have in life because you did what you needed to do right now for 2028. And I want that for every one of you guys listening. Every one of you guys listening on the recording, everybody listening now, I want that for all y'all. I promise you. So keep that in mind, guys, when thinking about 2028 and now thinking here in 2025 or whenever you're listening to this video, you can make that difference right now. Utah Hunter, where can you stake? This is the site right here. Zebec or stake.zebec.io. I'll put the link in the description. This is the only place as of right now you can stake Zebec. So I put that link. I just sent that out. So you guys should see it if YouTube doesn't block it. But it's stake. Let me look at that again. Stake Zebec IO. So stake.zebec.io. Okay, let's continue here. Appreciate that $2 super chat. Ruel White Investing. What's up, Ty? Trong. Sup, Ruel? LOL, everyone. Welcome in crypto 100%. Remember to smash that like, everybody. Yeah, definitely smash the like. It helps spread the show around. And hey, we're trying to get to 10K subscribers here, guys. We're less than 2,400 away. And hey, from there, who knows, man? Who knows? GVC, I got my finger on the trigger, about to buy a nice bag of Zebec. Let's go. What's up, Pino Q? Brother, what's your opinion to HODL Zebec in 2028, 2030? Is it better to sell and buy back in the buy market? I have 85 million Zebec. Well, for someone like yourself, there, you definitely have to do what works for you, not financial advice. I'm not trying to be anyone's financial advisor, but you could always, you got to do what works best for you. But for me, with my bag, what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to take some, I'm going to sell some. Some I'm not going to touch. Now, you have to decide for you what's best for you as far as like the percentage you want to sell, right? one way to think about it would be, okay, well, if I have a couple million, I can now draw passive income on that million. And there's various different ways you could do that. You know, Bitcoin. I'm starting to look into different things like that for the patrons. There are different places out there where you can do that. Of course, you could just, you know, places like Uphold, places like Coinbase, where they offer you like 4.5% on just stable coins, just USDC, right? Or RLUSD, just that. You know what I mean? If you just cash out a certain percentage and just got 4.5% interest, right? We showed you guys that yesterday with the Gronk, and how with a certain amount you can just sit back and draw passive income. Let's show you that here. I will bring that up. And again, this is just what I would do. You know, you definitely have to make the choice for yourself. Let's see. So we calculated on 100K with 5.35% interest. So this is a little bit more than what they would give you on Coinbase for, let's just say 4% interest. And let's use that number. So they're going to give you I think it's 4.5. So I'm deliberately going smaller on purpose just to show people. So on the 5.3%, it was $435 a month. And this is compounding. It's taking a while to calculate for some reason. Let me try closing some tabs here. See if that sparks it to move a little faster here. Okay, we'll just use the 5.335. So again, if you have $1 million, that would be 4,350. If you have $2 million, that's over $8,000 passive income every month, right? You know, I don't know how much you need to live and stuff like that. That's for you to determine. But now you're talking about, okay, how much can I live on, and then how much can I keep in there? You know, so we ballied about some ideas there, but it's up to you to pick what works for you there. Captain RB and his first officers BTM. Let's go. One speed. Arg. Hitter all day. Zebec is much bigger than we think. I can't wait till ZBCN finalizes the ISO compliance. So a certain content creator who will be hating can stop asking when it will be ISO compliant. Let's go. AD33 in the house. There won't be a bear market when regulation comes in. There'll just be mass adoption. Just hold and don't risk it. Got you. Marcel, whistleblowers. Hey, Pinocchio. Oh man, Utah and Coin Hunter, Pinocchio, could you send me 300K? LOL. Utah Coin Hunters trying to hold 300K from Pinocchio here. Red Star 73 11. What's up? Frequent watcher ZBCN. King Pound 1, another frequent watcher as well. That's why I'm all in on XPR loan protocol and Zebec. Sports betting is easy to learn. Interesting side hustle, not financial advice. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if I want to get into it because I don't want to. That's just not a habit I want to have. But any comments on sports betting, brother?
Yes. I don't know, right? I'm kind of with you. I don't want to risk it. I know the thing about betting is you're going to win, right? And you're going to win. You're going to want to do more. Then you're not going to win. Then you might start going down the path where you're losing money. I'll take my chances with just staking and holding on to it, right? I wouldn't want to. I don't know. So I'll always debate about it, right? And once you get going, right, it becomes an addiction, and then you get too deep into it, and you want to keep gambling. Like, no, I'm okay, right? I can just wait and wait for the payout versus winning and losing and winning and losing, and you start losing too much. Like, wait a minute, right? It's safer just to stay out of it if you don't know what you're doing, or just from an addictive personality. Like you start winning more, you start winning more, you start risking more, you start risking too much. You're like, oh man, I should have never got into this, right? So yeah, I would definitely proceed with caution and definitely do your research before doing any major investment or getting too deep into gambling, right? Or sports betting. I mean, it's cool for small or little transactions, but once you start losing or you start going too deep, right? I know a lot of people, right? You don't want Johnny Six Fingers to show up, right? Like what's going on, man? So yeah, keep it as clean and as cool as possible, right? Stay away from it. I would say not financial advice, but just for entertainment purposes, don't get too deep into it.
Yeah, yeah. The temptation there is too much to get caught up into the winning of it. You know, and you got things like options trading, like perpetual futures, like you can do on BTCC. There, you got the QR code for that. Um, and it's too much of a temptation. I'd rather stick to things like perpetual futures trading, where when shout out to the patrons, we have a thing that we're exploring for that. I'd rather go with something like that than to get wrapped up in a winning to try to win a sports bet. And that's up to you guys. That's not financial advice at all. There, uh, long win. Um, I'm holding long win. I like that. I like that. I'm holding 75 million Zebec. Hope it makes me a millionaire. Let's go. As investors in the Zebec network, are we accepting? We have to be an accepting community. We can't be toxic. It's not good for the brand at all. 100%. Have you heard of FTM yet? Uh, F the Matrix. No, I haven't heard of that. Mr. Douglas Peabody, almost a milli Zebec, 1500 XRP, 70K inspect, locked in, slowly building more. Just a McHenry whistleblowers. Gonna be a huge project for the future. Already 10x since launch and not even 30 days ago. Check it out. Mountain Lion, 180K. I think Mica compliance is going to be done this month 100%. That's why that's what they projected, and just partner with someone who's already compliant, like it's on the board happening. B Bathwaite, 6 zeros. Yep. I appreciate you always repping. You know it, brother. 100%, man. I appreciate you as well, bro. Is live got me in a good mood. Life is good, hold strong, fam. Let's see. Detroit in the house here, or Detroit 47. I'm pretty sure that's Detroit. Would you rather 10K XRP or 8 million ZBCN? Whenever someone offers me a choice like this, guys, I always go with the split. I never want to be a either or, because now it means that my bag is like, you know what I mean? I'm stuck with one thing there. I'd rather a split. So either I split it there, or I split it 60-40, 70-30, 50-50. You know what I mean? I'd rather split, because you never know which one's going to move when. That's just me personally. I got a bag of Joe and a strip that says differently. Let's see here. A lot of people are, somebody says XRP, someone says both. What's up, Mr. Spader 007 again? Appreciate you coming through. Look, bottom line, $100 XRP will not be spent to do your domestic payroll. ZBCN paid per person usage. If someone asks, if someone uses $100 of usage, it will be calculated for the payout. The amendment to the XRP ledger was to help Zebec. Wow, that's quite a comment there, Mr. Spader 007. SHX will scale like Godzilla, 100%. Let's see here. Yeah, Pinot Q's laughing at Utah Coin Hunter because he asked him to hold. Can I get 300K ZBCN? Microtransaction will be done by Zebec and will allow the big three to run on it as well. Interesting. The big 3X coins maybe there. 180K. Then also Nostro Vostro in January. That's what they need. Yep, they trust their banks. What's up, Les Square? Patron in the house. Appreciate you, brother. New Jersey in the house. They will regret when easiest gets switched to the digital system. Government will take their rake. Why is Zebec dumped? The buy the rumor, sell the news. Well, this is just the time right now in the chart, really, where things get pulled down, and we discuss things like that in the Patreon. But you know, I don't expect things to be bullish until a point hits, and you know, we discuss these things in the Patreon. I have certain things that I like to look at when it determines kind of how the cycles of coins go, and this is just, this point right now is a down cycle, so you know, it just is what it is here. When do you think Zebec will get Coinbase or Binance listing? I'm not sure, and I really don't care as much about the listings. And I care more about things like the ISO, the SOC 2, the NBA stuff. I don't care too much about the listings. Everyone gets really hung up on the listings, but I care a little bit more about the kind of like the news like that. Sell the news. Crust cracker. It pumps so they can take profits and they crash to get back in. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, usually things happen opposite of the news. It's just crazy. But again, I'm holding, I have price target 5 to 10 cents. I really don't care what it does until it gets to then. But again, with the perpetual futures, shout out to the BTCC. You can take advantage of short moves like this if you get a jump on the news. Like if you're one who checks Twitter and you see there's really good news on Twitter, and for some reason, a lot of times when I go live after big news, things seem to pump. I don't know what it is, but it seems to happen like that. I'm telling you, it's not me doing it though, but it just seems to happen like that. Yes, I love you, my man. Oh yeah, I did. I like to give credit where credit's due, brother. I think I mentioned you before you even made a post in here, man. ZBCN is doing what it took XRP years to do. ZBCN is way ahead of where XRP was when compared in reference to time. Patience, fam. ZBCN is ahead of schedule. Shout out to E He's our moderator in Telegram. I appreciate you, E. You know that, brother. Thanks for being in here. Exactly. It will be a layer. Okay. Mr. Spader, hope he finishes that. How high do you see quant going this cycle? Well, again, at some point, quant's going to reach a six-figure quant. It just is. Saying that it does all the things that it says it does. Excuse me. And Maximus Crypto, shout out to my guy Max. He's been on here and showed us where there's code of things easily linking into the overledger. We gotta believe it. It is what it says it is. And if it is what it says it is, we got to see it at six figures at some point in time. When that time is, who knows? But if you think that there are going to be crypto ETFs, you got to believe it gets a crypto ETF. And if it is a six figures, right? If it does go to six figure coin, why not just have 10 quant? Why not just buy 10 quant? Why not? Why wouldn't you own 10 quant? You know what I mean? So I am a proponent of quant. I just don't cover it that much because I know Max covers it and he does a great job. I know shout out to King Channing. We'll have him on the show too. He does a great job. Let me bring up his Twitter, by the way, too. We got so many people that cover quant and do a great job. I don't see too much reason to cover it myself. I just can direct you to those bros channels because I know they do a good job and I trust that they wouldn't mislead my audience. So shout out to King Channing. I'm gonna definitely get him on the channel here. Definitely check out his quant content along with Maximus's quant content and Mind Crypto. He also talks about quant. So definitely check these guys out if you haven't already. Well, everybody's focused on XRP. They know this. They don't talk about ZBCN because the APY is higher than the XRP yield form. Ooh. They are also turnkey ready and US based company. Yeah, and it's funny that you talk about turnkey, Mr. Spader. I was just looking at Galaxy. Where was it? Did I close it? No, I didn't close it. Oh, I did close it. Galaxy, we were just looking at Galaxy, right? And we were showing you how Galaxy was an investor in multiple different projects. They're an investor in Scale here, but guess who they're also an investor in? Turnkey. Okay. And Turnkey just did a deal here with Zebec, right? So all of these things they all kind of go together. They just all go together. So really, really crazy. Really, really crazy stuff. But in the whole aspect of following the money, we're doing that. We are literally following the money out here. Well, yep, we got that one. Got a tokenized debt and stocks, 100%. I was the first hit that like button. Only one. Hit that like button, y'all. Definitely hit the like button, guys. We want to definitely get the show shared around. Controlled by a farm of computers. Bugatti, I heard Zebec got its own gang now. Zebec is the Loco 13s. What's up, Bugatti 11? Another frequent watcher. Appreciate you guys. Any coins worth investing on the Hashpack wallet? Yes, and we have one that we talk about with the patrons. Yes, there are coins that I like on the Hashpack wallet for sure. Hello from Sydney, Australia. What's up, Dan Sydney? Why do you think Elon is launching the satellites to give the internet to the unbanked? Ooh. What's up, V-Shake? I hope I am exaggerating. The price suppression could last a lot longer. than we consider reasonable. Well, you know what? I think they might. Uh, Good day, mate. I think they might slowly. Well, if we look at what they did this year, right? They stepped up the ISO tokens by 10x. That put it out of the reach for a lot of people. Before Trump was in office, XRP was like 30 or 50 cents, somewhere around there, right? 30 to 50 cents. And then now it's $3. So where you could have taken, you know, $300 and gotten 1,000 XRP, you can only get 100 now. Where you could have taken $30 and gotten 100 XRP, you can only get 10 now. Like that makes a huge difference. A huge difference. And that happened for every ISO coin. HBAR, Algorand, Cardano, all of them. So essentially, a lot of people might have been priced to, like, in some senses out. Want to add anything to that, brother?
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you 100%. They're slowly pricing, right? That's what I'm saying. It's good to DCAEN and continue to hold. They're slowly pricing people out of the market, right? Like Bitcoin was really, was it $100, $200, and it went to 1,000, then it went to 10,000, 50,000, and now people don't even want to touch Bitcoin. And still, you can DCAEN, right? Get small pieces and save up to get a whole token. Everyone I talk to is always about you can't buy a whole token. You don't have to buy a whole token. Buy what you can and keep accumulating. But yeah, they're slowly pulling away, right? The institutions are going to drive the price up where people don't even want to look at crypto, but they'll get the ETFs so they can still invest in the market. So if we're in now, why it's still feasible, right? Just think, like I said earlier, we're looking at it, like you said, was that 2023 to now, right? Think about 2060, 2025, 2050 as things continue to progress, right? Time moves or time waits for no man, right? It continues to pull and push. And as the price goes up, you'd be surprised what your investment in 2025 brings you in 2050, 2030, 2045. Like, oh man, like I'm always finding things that like I wish I would have invested more in when it was cheaper. Like grabbed a lot more XRP when the trial was going on. But you know, that's hindsight, right? You can only do what you can going forward.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out, what's up, Pharmacopoeia? Numbers speak to you through the spiritual realm called Numerology. Let's go. Um, let's go, Zebec. I got 9K less than 1 million. I'm the nines. There we go. Uh, nine 991K. Let's go. Uh, no, I completely agree. I'm not saying that we'll go into a bear market. I'm just saying theoretically payroll don't stop and institution money is overwhelming. Ah, you got it. So you're saying, well, I never. This is a good point. Zebek technically can't go into a bear market because people always have to use payroll, and payment. So it'll keep going because that buyback will always be happening there. So that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Um, Beta for that goes live in October. I can't wait. And the price goes low. I called it in 2 days below 0.004 before the weekend. No, I don't think we're gonna go before 0.004. Especially with this meeting coming up on Friday. I think they got some stuff to tell us there. Yeah, so we shall see. We shall see. Let's see here. I don't know about you guys, but this dip is real tasty. Looks like a lot of cryptos recovering. New Wave 2239. Cryptic Gamer. So invest more into ZBCN or XPR. What's the best way to go? Thank you, everyone. You know what? It's really up to you. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those. But again, like I said, for me, if I'm always presented with a choice between two, I'm gonna do some type of split. That's just how I work. Man, my nose just keeps itching. I think the old folks say that like when your nose itches, there's some cash coming somewhere. So hey, man, let's just keep coming, cash, keep coming in. Let's continue on here. ZBCN is like buying XRP in the early days, 100% XRP millennial. Got to start that. Phantom Beat, what's up, brother? Which one gives you more for your money? Oh, okay, he's saying to Crypto Gamer there. They say XPR is the Dollar Tree of XRP. What's up, Henny Hen? That's pretty funny right there. Phantom Beat X ZBC. ZBCN is cheaper than XRP currently. ZBCN and XRP are under a penny. Why wait? Exactly. What's up, Pizarro? Been a while. ZBCN, Zebec Mica is cloud-based app, possibly the super app. Hyperlaunch states it's the home for the capital markets, which I think is the super app. They're talking about launching it soon. Hyperlaunch hasn't launched yet as well. Do you mind explaining the mechanics of their buyback? I don't recall. Their buyback is like whenever the Zebec card has a purchase. I'll have to go over it another day because I don't know exactly where that information is. And I'll have to pull it up for you guys. I'll pull that up for you guys one day. I can't remember exactly what the mechanics are of that as well. I just told my friend about ZBCN, and before I knew it, he already downloaded Uphold and bought $500. Wow, $500 at 0.00316. My brother, on the other hand, I think I told several times with no response yet. Yeah, I told somebody I was where was I at? I was at some type of baseball game or something like that. And little do I know, they looked into it. They were talking to me. They're like, it's already up 20%. I'm like, bro, I didn't even think you heard what I was saying to you. But you never know when people are like really paying attention to you or whatnot, right? And like he got in and he was very excited about it, man. So, hey, the more the merrier. I tell as many people who are willing to listen, but it's still up to them to take the action, right? That's all you can do, man. Certain people are gonna take the action, certain people aren't. But when ZBCN is like 5 cents to 10 cents, they're gonna come to you like, should I buy? And you're gonna be like on your yacht, like, I don't know, man. It's up to you. I gotta go to this party, bro. Bye. See ya. Bye. Let's see. 4-month quarterly lockup is the longest thus far. Marcel can Zebec can hit a lot of TAMs. Here we go. Trump at the UN stated about a trustless AI knowledge. Search for origin trail connects to UK, USA, EU customs and border control. You know what? And definitely check out the show I made for XDC being the coin of the UN. Chris is a prime example of people who never see the light. if $100 bill represented all of ZBCN, then I would own 1/10 of a penny, and that seems like more significant than anything that I've had with other cryptos. What's up, Mo? Awesome show. Subscribe and notifications on for you. Great breakdown. Very fun show tonight. I am pumped. No problem. Thank you so much. Sephiroth 000. Let's go. I once thought like Sephiroth was from it is a character from the Final Fantasy, but it has to do with the Kabbalah. So very interesting there with that. I'm glad you're okay after all that. Yeah, me too, man. It was quite a ordeal. That stroke, man. Couldn't use my right hand. Couldn't like move my shoulder. I had speech problems. Like I'm just really blessed. It was an absolute miracle. If anyone wants to know what I did, just hit me up in the chats. No, but yeah, it's crazy. I had stage 3 in 2022. Glad we're both still here. Yes, indeed. What's up, Rays? Hi, Ruel. What's your thoughts on Doppler Finance staking? I think it's pretty cool. And shout out to DCENT Wallet. I'm gonna put part of my XRP in there. Seems legit. And Doppler Finance and DCENT are gonna be at the Korea XRP thing that's coming up. Stronghold's gonna be there. I think Turnkey's gonna be there. So DCENT seems very legit to me. But of course, I don't want to always stake. I don't want to stake my full of anything, really. Just as an extra precaution. Other than anything on like Uphold, because I think Uphold has insurance. Don't quote me on that though, but on Uphold I kind of feel comfortable because they have the insurance. But on DCENT Wallet, I fully plan to stake some of my XRP on Doppler Finance and start earning that 2% interest, 2.5% interest. All of that stuff adds up over time, right? And it just helps. It just really helps. I've been trying to join the Patreon. Can you please help a brother out? Yeah, I'll put a link in the description here. Let me go pull it right quick. While I'm grabbing that link, brother, is there anything you would like to say about ZBCN or any of the questions that I've been rolling through here?
Oh yeah, no, definitely was looking at Doppler. What is that? The
Doppler, I think,
staking,
yeah.
but
Yep.
definitely, as you mentioned, people don't understand that money on staking is like residual income, right? You're just putting it there, you're holding it anyway, right? You might as well stake is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. But it seems like 3%, 4.5% just to hold the crypto makes sense. And definitely don't, I wouldn't put it all in one place just in case. You never know how crypto and how the environment goes. But it does make sense to earn interest, right? The bank does it on your money. Why not you do it on your crypto, right? It's pretty much the same concept, but you're making a whole lot more staking your crypto. But make sure you are using reputable applications or sites. But I do been with Uphold for a while, and I do trust Uphold, especially for the fact that you can always exchange it out and um, use the cash to go right back to your bank account or wallet or exchange. I find it easy to work with Uphold, easy to understand. Like some of them aren't so easy to use, but Uphold has a lot of safeties in place, right? They don't give you a lot of the pump and dump or some of the riskier tokens, right? Most of the stuff they have is easier to get, to understand, and overall, I think they have better cryptos. As long as you can find them, buy them, and stake them, or just hold them. But also get a cold storage wallet. But definitely, if you're new, I was talking to somebody like you mentioned, and we're talking about crypto, and the guy's kind of listening, but he's not listening. So I'm like, I keep looking over and seeing him, and I see him pick his phone up. So we're talking about Uphold, we talk about Zebec, and we talk about something else. And we were going into like meme coins or something. And the guy was like, "Yeah, I just downloaded Uphold. I can transfer the money to it." So we explained it to him, right? So the guy, we're talking, we start talking about something else, comes back a couple minutes. He was like, "Man, I'm already up 5%." I was like, "Wow." Wow, that's crazy. Just within, it wasn't even a long time. Maybe we're at a game or something. I think it was like watching a football game. I think he signed up early around halftime. He came back and he was like, "Yeah, I'm actually making money." It's like, glad that you were here and we can help you. Just tell someone else about it, right? Help spread the word. The more investors, the better, because like we talked about earlier, crypto isn't going away, guys. I mean, just get that whole crypto's crashing, the bear market, they're going to run off with your tokens out your mind, right? Don't even worry about it. Don't even fully think negativity, right? At this point, I don't think it's possible for all crypto to go away. Just from doing the numbers and looking at the economy, right? It's there, it's here, and it's going to continue to grow, right? So just be patient and consider the options, right? There's lots of cryptocurrencies. And like I mentioned, with regulation, a lot of this stuff is going to go away, right? Once you get the blue collar and the blue chips and the altcoins and the stable coins, a lot of the stuff that's not utility based will go away, which means all this extra money is going to flow straight into the altcoin blue chip market, uh, the RWA market, the stuff that people can understand and that makes money. You're going to see a massive influx probably next year. And from there, it's going to go up and up and up, kind of like Tesla stock. What is that? Oracle stock, right? As soon as the adoption came, people flooded to the market and it's holding its value, right? Like AT&T goes down, but eventually it's going to come back up. Same thing with these cryptos. They're going to get a foothold, start pumping, and continue to pump.
Yep. And speaking about Oracle stock, that's one with the AI space. And there are different stocks which the crypto market has affected, in which those stocks have gone up. I've shown you guys one with Robinhood, right? Where it's gone from like $30 all the way up to $120 something dollars, $127. If you want to get into the Patreon, we talk about stocks like this. There are definitely stocks that are benefiting from cryptocurrency, and we talk about those in the Patreon. So definitely check out the Patreon if you haven't already. We do some exclusive stuff in the Patreon, like an open mic night, right? So definitely check that out, guys, if you haven't already. Just got to stop here for super chat. Oh wow, $50, $49.99 super chat from Terrell 504. No, he's a frequent watcher, frequent super chatter to a lot of people, man. Very generous brother. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to the good brother Rue. I'm holding 50 million ZBCN because of you and Maximus research. Forever grateful for you guys. Man, Matt, shout out to you. Very much appreciate that. Thank you so much, Terrell. Really appreciate it, brother. Wow, guys, that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Like this is a really great super chat night, guys. Thank you so much. Um, and I just dropped into the chat the Patreon for brother Benjamin Awakened there. Let me know if that link works for you. And I do see here that the staking to ZBCN that did make it into the chat there. Perfect. DM, bro, watching from Australia. Enjoy your show. stacking big on ZBCN. I get a lot of watchers from Australia apparently. I'm loving that, guys. I want to go visit Australia one of these days, and New Zealand. Like I watched the show, what is it called? Yellow Jackets, and a lot of people on Yellow Jackets are from New Zealand, and they're like half Maori. I really want to go visit New Zealand and Australia one of these days. To Pissarro, 2023 Ruel will thank me for telling you about Hyperlaunch XYZ. Enjoy their retirement. Yeah, I definitely have to look into that, brother. Yeah, Hyperlaunch. Uh, the good segue and good callback to that one, bro. Let me write that down here. Hyperlaunch XYZ. Let's go. Dreamer just tuned in. Can you start again, Rue? Let's go, Dreamer. Uh, people do say that, and they're actually serious. So shout out to you, Dreamer, with that one. What's up, Dirk Schmig? 8 million ZBCN isn't enough. Just bought more. Can't help myself from Argentum. CC Doom Flash. TW or TFW only 2 million. Pharmacopoeia. AI really means surveillance learning machine. Laughing. Don't let AI agents within the matrix win. Where I'm going to be it's going to be a real down cycle when Scorpio season comes around. What is Scorpio season? I'm just curious. What's this? Jarius McBride. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. Whether, you believe a new inventor, I think you say new investor who has 50K going 65-35 on ZBCN, XRP, XDC. Woo, 50K that way. That's interesting. Why not? I mean, that doesn't sound that bad to me. Those are 3 excellent choices. You know what I mean? I probably take some percentage of that and stake it on something. And I think of those, well, now with your DCENT wallet, you can actually stake within Doppler Finance and get 2.5% on your XRP. And believe me, that does matter. So yeah, that sounds like a good percentage, man. I think all 3 of those are going to be a winner. Why not? And there you go. I love it. For Jarius, he chose to, and like I was saying with the splits, he did a 3-way split in which he wanted to have some of XDC, so he got 5% in XDC and the rest riding on ZBCN and XRP. Hey man, sounds good to me. Let's start that comment. Somewhere around October and early November months. Ooh, well, I think October is going to be pretty good. Well, they started the XRP ETFs early, but all the other XRP ETFs were towards the end of November, where they said that they were going to approve those. But I look at these charts, guys, and I'm going to bring up the chart right now, and we'll look at a couple things. Let's look at ZBCN being one of them. If you look at the weekly chart, it really looks like it's ready to go. Oh, it did get down to 0.039. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. But again, this is kind of the time in the cycle where it does this. I'm really shocked that it went up at all, but I guess from that news it did, right? It went up and basically came back down almost half. But again, if you look at So if you look at the daily, we're still crazy bullish. Wait, where's my? Oh my gosh, one of my indicators got removed. When did I do that? Okay. 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can get that indicator back up. But let me see. So ZBCN, let's go back there. Let's set it alert right quick. And oh gosh, let me see if I can get that indicator back. Oh, I think this is the indicator, but it's not now colored the way I normally color it. But okay. So, but anyways, what I wanted to show you guys was this on the weekly. It's way down here, like it's ready to pop up. So I would have to think it's going to be October where this pops up, unless it holds off to November. Same thing with the XRP chart. And you can look at a whole bunch of cryptos on this weekly chart and see that. I'm mad that my indicator's gone. And I gotta like redo that. But yeah. But yeah, who knows, Pharmacopoeia? Maybe it'll maybe it will pull back then. I don't know. What's up, Forsaken? Good morning. Again, thank you so much, Terrell, for the $49.99 super chat. Why do you believe in Zebec so much, CEO here? You've been pushing this a lot since you paused on XCN, and I can't stop thinking you're getting paid on the back end. I don't know why you would think I'm getting paid on the back end. I really don't understand that. So when people get paid from coins, they generally get in the coin before it's launched. Maybe you just don't understand how that process works. But usually when influencers are pushing coins, they get in the coin beforehand, and then they start, before the coin even comes out, pushing it to their subscribers. I could show you different examples of this, but I'm not going to, because then it will call out other creators, and I just don't really need to do that. Because I know other people are fully aware of this and fully aware of other big influencers doing this. So Zebec has been out for years. I didn't get any coins beforehand to get into Zebec. It's just something I found and I saw. Actually, shout out to E. I think E was the first person to bring it up on the channel, and then I started covering it. I think first our guy Shook Focus started covering it, then I covered it, and it's gone from there, right? So no, I'm not getting paid on the back end from Zebec. But one thing, their CEO does follow me. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that he started following me. But no, I'm not getting paid from Zebec, nor have I ever gotten paid from any coin to shill anything about any coin. But I appreciate you for watching. Let's continue. XPR or ZBCN, which is better? Kindly choose one. It's a very difficult question for you. It is a difficult question for me. and I almost think that they might have some type of secret partnership going on, kind of like I thought with them and Stronghold. I really think, well, we know Stronghold has a big XRP connection, so ZBCN very much might have something going on with them. But XPR is the one where kind of seems like Marshall is doing his own thing, but he has all the connections there where he has, if you look on his Metal platform, he has Ripple and a large amount of Ripple to the tune of 21 million on his platform, on his lending platform. And he has like people, like big people on his staff, like former Federal Reserve guys, former BNY Mellon guys. You know, I own both. I really can't choose between both, to be honest with you. I would invest in both, but it's up to you. I really can't choose. I can't, to be honest with you. And I'll continue to do shows on both. Rue, not asking for advice, but in your opinion, should I swap my 508K XPR for Zebec, or should I hold and stack? Can you guys help me out? Again, you know, not financial advice. When I have a choice between two, I decide to split. That way I'm in both. And you know, I never have to come to a point where it's like I could say, oh man, I wish I could have put some in this one or that one. And, you know, that's just for me personally. So really, you have to make the choice for yourself if that's what you want to do. I know their supplies are a little different. So at the moment, Zebec is cheaper than XPR, but I don't think XPR has as many tokens. We can double check that right now. XPR, yeah, there's only 30 billion tokens with XPR, whereas 100 billion with Zebec. You know what I mean? So for you, you could decide to take some of that and put it into Zebec. But you know how much you plan to move, that's up to you. CEO, just stop. I invested in ZBCN at 0.00007 because I saw potential as many others here. Right? and I also invested at 0.0007. So majorly up. And there we go. that's you know. Pino Q Benjamin Awaken, do not sell your XPR, period. Thanks, Pino Q. Welcome, brother. I like Uphold a whole lot. I started there 3 days ago. Jamie K. Rue, I would like to know what you did to overcome your stroke issues. If you want to know that, send me a DM on X. You know, that conversation isn't for the general public. You know, so DM me on X. I'll answer you. You know, it's no information I want any type of anything for. I will freely share that with you on X. Hey, thanks for just joining your Patreon. I agree with you, Dreamer. I just woke up. Thank you. Yeah, I know you guys always think like, and I could get that because there are creators out here that are getting paid to shield things. There are. But the way that process really works is they will get into the coin before anybody has access to it and then shield it. A lot of your favorite creators have done that. But you know, that's for you to find out. I can't, you know, I can't share that. What does ZBCN ETF do for price? Also call me crazy. I hold a nice bag of XRP, but I have a hunch that ZBCN will make me rich faster. than XRP given to the utility and in partnerships. Well, come over to you're in the Patreon. We'll talk about that. When you're in the Patreon, be sure to check all the chats because I frequently chat with people in the Patreon. And in chat, we looked at some ETFs and how the price is reflected, with that ETF and the actual coin. And I was surprised in what I found there. I was really surprised in what I found there. So definitely take a look at the chats in the Patreon. I think I made that chat. Let me see. I'll tell you actually right now. I'll go pull up the Patreon. I won't show it to people, but I'll tell you where to look since you're in there. Take a look at take a look at the stocks chat. I was really surprised what happened when I looked at certain ETFs. So take a look at that chat. I even give screenshots. See, were you here when the accident with the piano man happened? Zebec doesn't like to pay people who promote it. There we go. That's a good point. Pissarro, thank you. I'm glad you guys mentioned plugin. Never heard of it before yesterday. On my radar now. What is up, Jeffrey Dahmer's Ford freaking Bronco in the house here. This is why I like to do the talkbacks, because people offer, to ask questions and people get different alpha from it. This is exactly why we answer all the comments when we can, right? Almost every show. I just invest through the sun cycles, rising and falling, then is reborn again on the 25th, and then spring forward most of the year, but Scorpio is considered the kiss of death. Yep. I like using those type of cycles as well, pharmacopoeia, as you probably know. Yes indeed. Thanks for sharing that, brother. Pharmacopoeia in the Scorpio. Stars are burning bright tonight. Orion's belt and Sirius and Polaris are glowing. Thoughts on Provenance hash? I heard of Provenance and I need to look more into it. I hear it does have ISO connections. We won't look at that today because we're getting kind of long on the show here. But I'll have to look at Provenance one day. That's definitely one I need to look into, Jonathan Abraham. And if I haven't looked into it by time you see the next show, don't be afraid to ask about it again. On it. Gotcha. Yep. No big announcement from Zebec today. No, the big announcement was that they're working with Deutsche Bank. That's a huge announcement. But I'm still not selling, only accumulating. Regardless of what Powell says lately, it seems like the crypto market is always in the sell-off. Definitely didn't help Sol. And this was just a time for a sell-off, guys. It was actually odd that Zebec went up really quickly and went down. This was actually the sell-off time. But again, we talk about it in the Patreon about certain things and when we expect things to kind of go up. We talk about it in the Patreon. So definitely come over to the Patreon if you haven't already. We do weekly open mic nights. Tonight, next open mic night is Friday, where you can ask me, like, it's the most direct access to me. And you can ask me questions like directly, like, okay, when you see the market going back up, and I'll answer you and I'll show you. And we're like, it's kind of more intimate too, because it's a Zoom call and you can choose to be on the Zoom and show your face if you want or if you don't. But you can directly ask me questions and I'll answer. So definitely go to the Patreon if you haven't already. And Rue, have you checked out Selkie? I know you. No, I'm not tired. Ask me as many times, bro. I don't get tired of that. I have not, but tonight, since we're towards the end of the comments, I'll actually check it out tonight. Again, if I haven't checked it out, and if I still haven't checked it out tonight, For sure ask me at the open mic night, and we'll just go through it together, you know, in the open mic night. I heard Zaman is off ramp now with MoonPay. Not sure how many countries have it though. There are tons of different off and on ramps, and Zebec has access to a lot of them. Maybe that'll be the next show that we go over. Through Stellar, there's so many on and off ramps. There's so many on and off ramps. So that's a really under focused on thing that they're hooked up to Stellar. Because when they say the Stellar is kind of, they want it to be the Venmo of everything. It is the Venmo of everything. It has connections to almost every different one of these exchanges. So, yeah, horrible thing after a big announcement from them. Yeah, and you know, people are going to try to do everything they can to shake people out, especially with a big announcement like this. Man, people are going to do what they can to shake people out. This is a crazy big announcement, and this is going to make people feel sad, but that's just people who are not thinking long term. Plug has been on my radar since 67 cents. Unpopular opinion, XLM is the Kirkland brand XRP. Comment of the night right there. I love it. But you know what? In a lot of ways, people might see XLM as the better XRP, to be honest with you. But that's pretty funny, bro. I think with today's announcement, that $2 or that 25 cents to 35 cents is very possible this run. Zaddy Kane 90. So, guys, be sure to catch us next week. We're going to be on Black Tiger Miners channel, and you guys really seem to like this this collaboration, man. Maybe we have to talk about doing this on the regular, man. If it's cool, Black Tiger Miner. Definitely catch us on his channel next week, this same time. Brother, yeah, you want it this same time next week?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a great collab. You got a lot of alpha and learning, picking. You see me writing notes over here, so definitely we can do this a weekly show. So thanks for inviting me. Thanks for all the alpha. Thanks for all the participants, everyone making the chats and the comments. Really appreciate you guys, and we're here for you. Love you guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And if you made it to the end, and much love from Crypto Future fam. Shout out to Crypto Future. We do me and Max. We do Patreon exclusive on Thursday. Let's see here. So if you guys made it to the end, and I'm gonna answer all of these questions that you guys are getting in at the end here too. If you made it to the end, be sure to put in the chat AllUnity for their stable coin that they had here. Great show, Rue. This channel, let's go Black Tiger Miner, and Rue's gotta go work to the moon at the right time by Moon Coincidence. What's your X? My X is at Blackrue. You can find me at Blackrue at most things. So at BlackRue is my X. And let's see. Let's bring up Black Tiger Miner's X as well.
So I think it's at Black Tiger Miner. Yeah.
Yep. Catch him right there. And then for mine, it is at Blackrue. Definitely like and subscribe over there. I'm trying to get monetized over there, but it is such a crazy thing to get monetized on this. But definitely add me over there, guys, if you haven't already. Good information, good vibe, good time, guys. Thanks for the stream. LOL. Let's not become XRP maxis with these Kirkland comments. XLM is definitely a dark horse for sure. It is. All right, guys, we're out. Thanks for coming through again. Put in the comments all utility. It helps spread the show around, and we're out. Peace.